Major League Baseball presents Big League Tips.
Here's how to figure an earned run average. First of all, take the total number of earned runs that you've allowed, say 20. You divide that by the number of innings that you've pitched, let's say 80. Now that'll give you a figure, 80 into 20, of .250. Now you take .250, multiply that by 9 to give you a number of runs per 9 inning. This would be 2.25. An ERA of that, you'd be pitching awfully well. Baseball fever. Catch it.
Now, before we go to our defense, let's drop down and see what Ted Turner's got on his mind. Ted Turner with a special presentation.
Hello, everyone. Today is a very, very sad day for the Atlanta Braves and for all of us here. Today we buried the body of our dear friend and inspiration and general manager and vice president of the Atlanta Braves, Bill Lucas. We only buried his body. His soul is in heaven, and his spirit is here with the Atlanta Braves and with all of us who knew and loved him well. I would like for us to spend a moment of silent prayer for Bill Lucas in heaven, please. Now, we have a happier subject. A week ago today, at this very time, Bill Lucas and I were discussing what we were going to do if Phil won his 200th game that evening. You all know that he did, and after the game, Bill called me here at the Stadium Club. We were having a party for the Hawks to tell me the case of champagne was delivered, and I had to wait till Phil had his next start here in Atlanta, and if he'll come here now, we have something a little more, well, anyway, where is Phil Niekro? Where is the greatest Brave who's playing on the field today?
Standing ovation for Phil Niekro as he's being introduced by Ted Turner. And in a moment, maybe we'll know what's in that envelope.
Phil, what is that? We wanted you to put it in a college fund because you got all those children to go to college, but if you want to spend it on a new Cadillac, you can do that too. Come tell everybody what you want to say, and thanks, everybody.
Thank you from Phil Niekro.
Thank you all very much. I already know what to say. I want to thank you, Ted, for myself, for my family, my children, and my mother and father in Ohio, who last week meant a great deal to me in that ball game. It's been a sad day for all of us, especially for me. Bill's a very close friend of mine, and I'll keep his memories in my heart and my mind forever. And the check that Ted Turner gave for me, I'd like to put that towards someone's scholarship education in memory of Bill Lucas. And the check is a check for $20,000.
Tremendous gesture by Ted Turner, presenting Knucksy with a check for $20,000 as a gift for his 200th win last week. Wonder what you can get for 40 wins.
Opening night next year will be my 1,000th Hawk game, Ted.
All right, let's go to the defense. Lums at first. Hubbard second. Cheney at short. Had a good game last night, game-winning RBI. Roysters at third. Burrows at left field. Center fielder Barry Bonnell. Right fielder Gary Matthews. Catcher is Dale Murphy. I wish you all could have been there today to hear him. Phil Niekro will pitch. Niekro against Robinson. Should be a dandy pitcher's duel, but you just never know in this game. Tremendous gesture on the part of Ted Turner, and we congratulate him for his generosity to Phil Niekro.
And this program is authorized under television rights granted by the Atlanta Braves solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta National League Baseball Club Incorporated, a subsidiary of Turner Communications Corporation, is prohibited. Your announcers for this event are employed by the Atlanta Braves.
Coach is Monchek at first and Lonnet at third for Pittsburgh. And Marino walks toward the plate. The umpires will be Roundtree at the plate, Tremblay first, Anderson second, and Norris makes the calls at third. Omar Marino off to a good start. He's hitting better than he's ever hit. Batting .313, no homers, 11 RBIs. Knucksie, who had a rough time of it in Chicago, ready to go. There's a pitch fouled away on a fastball. Niekro has very few bad outings. He had one in Chicago. He's won 3, lost 5, ERA 3.10. He has no saves. He's given up 6 home runs. He's going for win number 201. Foley to follow. Foul away. 0-2. We'll keep you posted on other games. The Reds have won again today. They beat the Cubs this afternoon 7-4 for 2 in a row over Chicago. Cincinnati right there around first place for a couple of weeks now. Ball. Cincinnati was a half game back of Houston going in today. Houston has to win tonight to keep first place. They're playing at Houston against the Cardinals. Cardinals beat them last night. 1-2, bounced away. Tomorrow on off day, we're in St. Louis on Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. All of those games will be on Braves television. One ball, 2 strikes. Missed inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oakland's at Baltimore in the American. California plays at Boston. Seattle at New York. Chicago at Detroit. Milwaukee hosts Cleveland. Toronto at Minnesota. They got rain there. Now a 2-2. Fastball missing inside. 3-2. Niekro, 40-year-old right-hander, shakes off the sign. And the 3-2 fastball line, base hit right. The fastball hit to right field. A leadoff single for Marino. Now Foley, who's hit safely in 9 of 11 games.
Hey, there was some other good news today, too. Excuse me, especially for Hawk fans. Frank Layton named general manager of the New Orleans or Salt Lake City Jazz. He's a great guy. He'll do a fine job wherever he winds up. A little tough to go house hunting at the moment. They're 2,000 miles apart.
We're very happy for Frank. Wish him all kinds of success. Foley at the plate. Right call.
Proves that former fat people can succeed. He lost about 180 pounds.
But he succeeded when he got skinny, didn't he?
Yeah, well, this goes to show you.
The 0-1, a little bit high. Foley batting .333 for the Pirates over 2 teams, the Mets and the Pirates. He's at .295, so he's been a welcome addition to the Pirates. No homers, 9 RBIs. He's committed 4 errors. Marino almost picked off. Marino, National League's leading base stealer. He's stolen 14, been caught 6 times. Needs 4 stolen bases to tie Pie Traynor for 8th place on the all-time Pirates stolen base list. He has 154 career steals, and that's close again. Niekro with that good snap move. But of course, Marino, knowing that the knuckler takes a long time to get up there, and after it gets there, you wonder what it's going to do. He's going, bouncer, tough play, Cheney. Ball gets away on a short hop. Marino coming around third, now holding up. Foley will get second. It's going to be a boot all the way. 1-1.
I thought that's what he said. Maybe I'm wrong, and they haven't put it on the board. I thought he said hit and error.
No, I think he said error 6. So that means a 2-base error has Niekro in trouble. Any way you look at it, Parker at the plate, whether it's a hit or an error, Niekro in a big jam here in the first. Pitch to Parker. Swung on, hit slowly to Cheney. One play at first. Got in there. A run scored. Parker came in at 340. 3 homers, 8 RBIs. He gets an RBI. 6-3 on the play. RBI Parker. Over to third, Foley.
For whatever it's worth, if I were scoring, it would have been a hit and an error. I think Foley might have beaten the play anyway. And he did a good job of hitting with the runner going, hit it in the right direction.
They're scored that way many times when there's a difficult play for the shortstop. Here's Milner. Swing and miss. 0-1. John Milner playing first base in place of Stargell. Milner at 333, 4 homers, 14 RBIs. Stargell's got a bad leg. He hasn't been able to play much. They say he's available for pinch hitting if needed, but can't start. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Niekro's not crazy about pitching to Stargell either. Who is? Foley at third base. 1-0 Pittsburgh. Outside. 2-1. Boy, Eddie Solomon pitched a ball game here last night, going 9, allowing 1 run on 3 hits. That's one of the best games we've ever seen Solomon pitch. And the night before, Mailer pitched well, but he lost. Swing and miss. Mailer allowed 1 run and 7 hits. 1 earned run, 7 hits in 7 innings. Niekro in his last start pitched only 2 2/3 innings, which is very unusual for him. He was knocked out in the third, giving up 7 hits and 7 runs. But 3 of the runs were unearned. 2-2. Missing. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Giants beat Montreal 9-2 this afternoon. Reds won again. They beat the Cubbies 7-4. That ties them with Houston.
Now a 3-2. He got him. Milner down on strikes. A big strikeout for Knucksie. And there's a runner at third, but now 2 outs. Bill Robinson, the batter. Game-winning RBI on the opening game here with a home run to left. Robinson at 234. 5 homers, 13 RBIs. Just inside, 1-0. Ought to follow. Another pitch inside. Philadelphia's got a great record. They're 19-7. They lead the East. Montreal second, 18-7. They're right with them. Bouncing away. Going to try to score. And he does. It's a pass ball charged to Murphy. And it's 2-0.
And we'll look at it again here. Look at that thing dip. It is a pass ball. It should be a pass ball, but you can hardly fault Murphy. That's the one thing about knuckleball pitchers, no matter who they are. The opposition normally gets a bonus run because of the freak pitch.
3-0 on Robbie. 3-1. Had a green light on the 3-0 pitch.
Tell you what, I'll bet more 3-0 pitches are swung on against Niekro than any pitcher in baseball.
3-2. Anytime they get a chance to swing at a fastball, that's what it usually is on a 3-0.
Managers feel that's, you know, if you can get Niekro throwing a fastball, you can beat him. But with a knuckleball, louses everybody up.
3-2 pitch. High fly left. Burrow's back. And this ball is out of here. Over the Cotton States home run. It is 3-0.
Robinson has 6 home runs this year, 4 of them against us. See what the 3-2 pitch was. It looked like a knuckleball that just hung fat. Was not a fastball, whatever it was. Burroughs saved one last night, had no chance this evening.
Robinson now with 6 homers. Ed Ott the better. High pop foul out of play, I believe. It is. Ott's batting .286, 2 homers and 7 RBIs. 2 down, 3 runs in. The 0-1 hit foul. Robinson's 2nd homer in this series. High fly right. Matthews should handle it. It's in foul territory. Out number 3. The 3 big ones for the Buccos. Nobody left. Pittsburgh scores 3 in the first. Atlanta coming to bat. Going to the bottom of the first, defensively for Pittsburgh. Milner at first base, Stennett at second, Foley at short, Garner's at third, the left fielder is Robinson. Center fielder is Marino. The right fielder is Dave Parker. Catcher Ed Ott. The pitcher is Don Robinson. He's a youngster who last year was in the running for Rookie of the Year. He was 16-8. Check that, 14-6 last year, 16-8 lifetime. Here's a pitch. Swing and miss. He can throw hard. He was 2-0 against the Braves in 78. He was the losing pitcher last time out, 4-3 to St. Louis. Don Robinson. Royster facing him with a .323 batting average. Bouncing ball out by second. Stennett. Run away. Stennett hasn't played for a few games. He's had a bad leg. Gary Matthews a batter. Matthews brings a batting average of .287 to the plate, 7 homers and 15 RBI.
And against the Pirates, 3 homers, 4 RBIs, and a .438 batting average.
He'll be followed by Burroughs. Oakland won Baltimore nothing after 1 at Baltimore. We'll keep you posted on other games. On the outside corner with a curve. Don Robinson, 6'4", 231. Boy, he's big. He is only 21 years old. He'll be 22 in June. He's from Ashland, Kentucky. Fastball high.
And lives now in Canova, West Virginia.
Moved to the bigger metropolis. Don Robinson.
You get some mail on that.
Yep. One and two. He's got a good strikeout ratio. Robinson has fanned 23 in 39 innings. He's only walked 9, so he's around that plate. That's around Matthews' head. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Murphy was hit on the shoulder last night by Bibby. Matthews almost got hit there. Curveball outside. 3-2. Now a payoff pitch. Swung on, hit high into the air. Garner calling for it. In that situation, the pitcher really is a traffic cop. He gets out there and he sees who he feels should catch the ball, and he yells for him and tries to hold everybody else off. He doesn't want any collisions there. This is Burroughs. Burroughs at 253, 1 homer, 6 RBI. The late Vern Bickford one time on a high pop over the pitcher's mound had Logan, Matthews, and Adcock all yelling. He finally just yelled, somebody, somebody. And I've had pitchers pick up infielders and hold them so they wouldn't get in the way. It looks easy from up here, but sometimes they get confused. Burroughs right through the fastball. Boy, what a fastball he has. 1 ball, 1 strike. Psychic said that Burroughs is going to hit 50 homers this year. Got 49 to go. There's a high pop foul out of play. Pirates lead it 3-0. We're in the bottom of the first. This is the rubber game. Braves winning last night 4-1. Murphy on deck. Pirates won here Monday night. Curveball missing. The 2-game series at Pittsburgh, the 2 teams split. Braves couldn't do anything with the Buccos last year. They're playing them better this year. Look at that let up. Oh, he gave that one away. If he ever got that over, 3 balls, 2 strikes. That changeup, he telegraphed it. Hitters love that. Fastball bounced to short. Whoops, Foley. Still can't pick it up. That's a boot on Foley. That one ball was slippery.
Burroughs, a good fastball hitter, got a fastball to hit it well. On the short hop, just came up a little on Tim off the heel of the glove. Even if he comes up there, he doesn't have a chance.
Little drop kick there at the end. Now Murphy, with 11-game hitting streak, .330 batting average, 9 homers, 23 RBIs. He's tied with Mike Schmidt for leadership in home runs in the National League. Fouled away on a curve, 0-1. Blum, the on-deck hitter. Balls, 1 strike. Murphy, about 6'5" with a big looping swing. He doesn't have that compact swing. Pitch outside on a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's been learning to hit, though, the off field. Two outs, 1 on, and the pitch. Little pop, short right, could be trouble. Parker, long run, can't make it. Over to third, Burroughs. Loop single for Dale Murphy. Hit it over first. They play him around the pull. No chance for Parker.
Parker pulled up this time. He tried for a shoestringer in Pittsburgh, and it got by him. He didn't have a chance. He shows you a great arm, but had no chance at third base either.
Braves need a 2-out hit out of the bat of Mike Lum. He's batting .222, 1 homer, 7 RBIs. See if they can take advantage of the error. Pirates should be in the dugout, but Foley kicked a grounder, and Murphy followed with a bloop single. Hit to center. Moreno back. Still going. He's got a beat on it. Catches it on the track. Lum hit that ball almost 400 feet. A long, noisy out. Nothing across. 1 hit and 2 left. An error. We played 1. Pittsburgh 3, Atlanta nothing. On Saturday, some 5,000 Chiefs T-shirts will be given away to adults and kids when the Chiefs host the Detroit Express at 7:30. For more information, call the Chiefs at 577-KICK, K-I-C-K. That's Saturday, Detroit Express against our Chiefs on Chiefs T-shirt night.
Even before that, Ernie, wealth, power, splendor, lust, greed, jealousy, period. Tonight, right after the game, stay tuned for Fall of Eagles. It's the story of the incredible people who caused the 3 great European dynasties to collapse in the rubble of World War I. Fall of Eagles, tonight at 10 on the Superstation. Interesting and educational television fare.
Rennie Stennett leads it off. Well hit right center. Matthews should catch it, however, and he does. He hit it quite well. Matthews takes care of Stennett for out number 1. Stennett came in batting .241 with no homers and 8 RBIs. And now it's Phil Garner's turn. Garner at .223, 1 homer, 2 RBIs. Played second base last night and the night before. And Berra played third. Tonight, Garner at third. I believe he's going to hit. Here he comes now.
You know, talking about those Kicks T-shirts, lovely Darlene modeled those for us last night. I haven't seen her tonight. I imagine she's on her way to Hollywood.
Yes. Pitch is high, 1-0. Niekro trailing 3-0. Fly ball, Matthews with another chance. The 2 away, it'll bring on Don Robinson. California 1, Boston 0 in the American League, playing at Fenway Park.
Did you see who won that game for the Phillies last night in extra innings in San Diego? Pete Rose, 2-run double.
He's hitting over 300. They're doing what they set out to do, win the division. Then they want to win the championship series and get in the World Series. We don't see the Phillies for a while. It's a funny schedule. I know the fans want to see Rose and the Phillies, but we don't see them until June 18th. At home, we're on the road against them June 8th. So it's still over a month away before the pistol comes in with his new playmates. Look at Lum on a nice play. That ball took a funny bounce. Robinson bounces to Lum. Robinson came in batting .308. Boy, that's good for a pitcher. He's an easy out. 1-2-3. Middle of the second. 3-0 Pittsburgh. The full moon and the big A as we go to the bottom half of the second. Barry Bonnell will lead it off. Weather right now is perfect. There was a chance of some rain, but right now it's clear. Bonnell, Hubbard, and Cheney, the first 3. Bonnell's batting .312, 5 homers, 16 RBIs. You know, Barry knows it as well as anybody, but when he gets a fastball, it's usually in. So when he's batting this time, let's see if Robinson throws him anything tight. It gets around the league if they feel that you have a weakness in a certain area. In other words, they'll say, well, he hits the ball out over the plate a lot better than a ball crowding him, so keep it inside, especially when you're in a jam. Sometimes, with nobody out, they'll just go right after you and get a strike right down the middle, especially if they throw hard. That curveball is low and away. He didn't get that where he wanted it. There's Hubbard. Hubbard's batting average starting to climb. He's to .240 now. In Chicago, he was at .207. There's a fastball inside. What we were talking about, he tried to get that inside corner And Barry will tell you that he just tries to lay off that pitch in there. That one's outside. The secret of hitting the fastball on the inside part, of course, and any hitter will tell you this, you've got to get the barrel of the bat out in front of the plate in a hurry. Look at that. 4 pitches and a walk by Robinson, who has only walked 9 and 40 and 1/3 innings. Well, maybe it'll lead to something. The Braves trail by 3. Now Glenn Hubbard. The Hubs at 240, 1 homer, 8 RBIs. Had a single and an RBI last night. It was a base hit on a 3-2 pitch back through the middle. Pretty good move over there. He hardly steps, and you're supposed to. Hubbard's got a 5-game hitting streak, quietly. It's not in the stats. Strike call. 0-1.
I got the best of both worlds tonight, Ernie. I get to listen to you in one ear and the truck in the other ear. And neither one of you are making any sense. No, I'm kidding.
You get the truck on yours, huh?
Oh, it's really fun. Ready to, take 2, dissolve.
Jim Dussel has a nice voice.
He certainly does.
Nobody out. It's 3-0. Braves trying to do something in the bottom of the second. Bunnell's at first, and the 0-1 pitch won't be made. He goes to first again. Robinson steps about 2 inches as he makes that pivot. That left foot has got to move toward first. Curveball outside.
Boy, he has got great stuff, doesn't he?
Curve and a fastball. And really, if you've got a good fastball and curve, you try to work on an off-speed changeup, but those are your 2 basic pitches. A little bit high. 2-1. He's hit a wild spot here in the second. Now he takes a little walk out behind. Some pitchers get out there and scold themselves in no uncertain terms, especially when they're wild. I think he wants a fastball, and it is, and it's high. He put the 1 down first. It's 3-1. Cheney on deck. Ooh, that was close. That was close. Ball 4. Ott gave him a little shot as he ran out to the mound, yelled back at the umpire. Here's Chuck Tanner out.
More than anything else, he wants to settle the young pitcher down. I think Robinson hasn't seen eye to eye with Hank Roundtree on a couple of calls here. And what Tanner's saying is, hey, can't worry about it.
You know, it's easy to talk with your pitchers that are good pitchers with great stuff. You know, it's just a matter of getting his act together. But sometimes walks can do you in, especially when you start walking down near the bottom of the order.
You know what I always think about a guy like Ed Ott? He crouches back there and catches all that heat and those great breaking balls. Then he comes up to hit and sees that 22-mile-an-hour knuckleball dancing around. You got to go back to your room and just bang your head up against the wall.
That's why it's good to relieve with a fastball pitcher after a junk pitcher is in there, or vice versa. Cheney takes inside, 1-0. Robinson wants someone to put a nail in that plate. Cheney Last night's hero batting .091 and the game-winning RBI, a double that knocked in 2. Ball again. Robinson wanted that one. He's not missing by that much. 2-0. Now Tanner from the dugout. He's right in the game. He'll give the umpire a shot or two. 2-0 pitch. Down through there, 2-1. Chuck Tanner, who's been in baseball for 25 to 30 years. Fouled away on a fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is Douglas County night. Niekro on deck. Bill Fight, recreational director, out. C.L. Dodson threw out the first ball. He's chairman of the Douglas County Commissioners. There are your runners. 2-2 to Cheney. That is a K, folks. A fast strikeout. Now Niekro with 1 out. And Robinson talks it over with Foley. Runners at first and second. A nice hand for Nuxie, who's batting .095, no homers, 1 RBI. His booster club is out with their sign in left field. They're pulling for his 7th major league home run. That's what the 7th is. 7 is. They've had that out here for some time now.
Indeed.
0-1 on a fastball. Helmet weekend, May 18th, 19th, and 20th. The Giants are in town. Youngsters pick up a helmet on any of those dates. Now the 0-1. Willie bunt. Lines it. Is it hooking foul? It is. Just missed the double. In fact, it might have been on the screen for a home run. It might have been high enough to be a home run if it were fair.
Well, let's see if we can pick it up here. Got a fastball that appeared up and in, and Nux really ripped it. Hard to tell, but it would have been very close to sneaking over that wall.
0-2. Two on, 1 out, 3-0 Pittsburgh, bottom of the second. Bouncer toward the hole. Cheney, I should say, Bunnell is at third, and I believe it'll go as a base hit. It hit the glove first,
right,
and then hit Bunnell. There'll be an argument, and I don't believe there was any interference. A runner cannot run into the fielder. Tanner was out there, but now he knows that he was wrong, that everything is all right.
Now, here's the key. The ball hits the glove of the third baseman, Garner. Then it hits the base runner. Ball is in play. No interference. Bases are loaded. If it hits the runner first, it's a hit, but an out. This way, it's an infield hit, no out, and they're loaded up.
Bunnell third, Hubbard second, and Niekro is at first. Nevada Royster. Only 1 out. So Niekro helps himself. Let's see if Royster can pick everybody up. Matthews to follow. In the dirt. Nice save by Ott. There you see Bunnell. He's at third, looking at Gramis. Hubbard's at second. They both walked. Cheney struck out. Niekro had an infield hit. The 1-0. Swung on. Hit. Left field. 1 in. Here comes a hop. 2 in. Royster delivers. It is 3-2.
Rex Grammas knows these outfielders, too. Bill Robinson doesn't have the great arm anymore that he once did. And he never hesitated with Hubbard, just kept him coming, and Bill wasn't up to the challenge, just returned it to the infield.
Braves now with runners at first and second. Roysters at first, give him 2 RBIs. Royster now with 11 RBIs. Here's Matthews. The Braves are back in it. It's 3-2. Niekro's at second. Burrow's on deck. Right-hander starts to throw. Looks like Whitson. We'll see. And it is. Ed Whitson starting to throw. There you see him. 1 ball, no strikes on Matthews. Curve all the way around, trying to hit it out of here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Skip's right. That's a dandy curveball he has. Control has hurt him here in this second inning. He walked the first 2 batters. They're both sitting in the dugout right now after touching home plate. The 1-1. Hey, line drive. Knocked down, I believe. Yes. Bases loaded. Foley made a nice play keeping that ball in short left field. That ball gets by him. Niekro might have scored.
Matthews broke his bat here, really got it sawed off, hit it right off his hands. Foley with a bare hand knocked it down, and then still makes an alert play, wheels and fires to third, hoping Niekro would overrun. But again, Grammas did his job, was pointing at the bag on both knees as Niekro went in there, and Phil knew to hang right there. They're loaded for Burroughs, who is due.
Another meeting on the mound. Botts out there with Garner talking to Robinson. That was a fastball in, and Matthews got enough of it. I'm sure the bat's not worth anything right now. Burroughs reached on an error in the first. It didn't hurt. Murphy followed with a looping single, but Lum fly deep to center field in the first. But here in the second, the Braves have scored 2. They have 1 out, and the base is loaded. There's the runners. Niekro, third. Royster, second. Gary Matthews at first. Burroughs with a chance to break it open. Look out, almost hit him. Did it? Fans are booing, but the last thing that Robinson wants to do is to hit anybody with the bases loaded. Jeff's jackpot is out. Booster clubs, they seldom miss. Gary's Garden. Now the 1-0. Little pop. Stennett. Runners will hold. The throw gets away. Niekro might score. He does. The Braves get a break. Stennett was trying to double Matthews at first and threw it away. It's an error on Stennett.
And Ernie, I'm not at all sure, but what with a good throw, he wouldn't have doubled Gary. I don't know if Matthews was trying to draw a throw, forgot the number of outs, or what. And you can't see the play at first, but you see poor Nuxie. It was looked like a hamster on a treadmill there, going 2 ways at once. Finally came across to tie things up. If Don Robinson's not talking to himself in this inning, he never will. But his own walks led to much of it.
Now Murphy with runners at second and third. Matthews, after the error, went to second. Roysters at third. Out of the stretch. Now they're appealing the play. They're appealing the fact that Niekro might have left too early. Good base running by Niekro to be back there on the bag. What a cut. 0-1. Murphy had a looping single in the first.
Good thing Ted didn't give him that $20,000 in cash. If he'd have been carrying that, he'd have never made it.
This is the 8th hitter. It's 3-3. Look out. Curveball had no bite to it.
That's the worst curveball he's thrown. He might be a little bit upset.
Two on, 2 outs. Robinson with the 1-1. Murphy takes it low and away on a breaking ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now Murphy flexing that left shoulder. Left arm. Two and 1. Ooh, he swung at a bad ball.
Guessed fastball, got curveball, and couldn't hold up. I think his arm is bothering him, Ernie, where he got hit by Bibby last night a little bit. Must be some stiffness there.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Royster at third base. Matthews second. Now a 2-2. Missed outside with a fastball, 3-2. Now they're bad when they're full. For Lum.
We got 1 ball out of the infield in this inning and 3 runs, right?
Take it.
Oh, absolutely.
3-2. Curve. Struck him out. Murphy almost broke the bat, hitting it into the ground. 3 runs in. On 3 hits and 2 left, and we've got a new ball game for you. Wherever you may be watching, we hope that you enjoy another Braves telecast. It's the Braves 3 and the Pirates 3. They're going to the 3rd. Pirates fans in Atlanta. He's looking to see himself on the matrix board. Really in that hat, isn't he? It's a 3-3 game. Marino will lead it off, followed by Foley, then Parker. So Phil Niekro and the Braves back in it. Two of the runs earned off Robinson in the bottom of the 2nd. Pitch to Omar is a ball low and away. 1-0. Swing and miss. The Jonesboro Senior High School Jazz Band has been entertaining tonight, as they do often during the season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marino has several gloves. Some to hit with, some to slide with. How'd they play baseball 30 years ago with no gloves? Oops, outside. He almost changed it.
Did you ask the question, how did they play baseball 30 years ago? If you don't know.
Batting gloves, sliding gloves. Nice play, Lum, on a fair ball. I guess I'm just jealous. I wish I had the franchise for the golf gloves, too.
It's a nice racket.
Yes, it is.
Lum made an especially good play on that ball because it actually hit the bag as it went over it. He had to sort of double pump a little bit. He's had a couple of those down there tonight.
Now Tim Foley. Infield hit. Went to second on a throwing error by Cheney and later scored in that 1st inning. Bill Robinson homered in the 1st for one of their runs. 1 ball, no strike. The outfield straight away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foley hit Niekro for 3 doubles in the game in Pittsburgh, but he was quick to say after the game, well, they were all fastballs. He had trouble getting the knuckler over, and he waited on the fastball and doubled 3 times, but Niekro won the game. Murphy's almost as tall as Foley when he's kneeling down. He's about 6'6", I believe, now. Off the hand, that's trouble. It'll be a base hit off Niekro's meat hand.
I hope all the trouble is the base hit. And the sad part is if he doesn't reach for the ball, I think Cheney can make the play, but that's the reflexes of a great competitor. Yeah, Darrell, I think, would have had that ball. Nuck says he's all right. Here's trouble.
Dave Parker. So Foley continues to hit Niekro. He has 2 hits tonight. Not exactly line drives, both of the infield variety. Parker hit an RBI on a ground out in the first. Uh-oh. Burrows. All right. Very beautifully done by Jeff Burrows. I believe that ball might have been over the fence if he doesn't get there.
Fly chaser strikes again. He made several outstanding plays last night. He knew where the wall was, and I think you're right, Aaron. I think would have skimmed it and gone over.
Beautiful play by Burrows, who last night had a couple of sparkling plays. Parker shows you the power he has, hitting that ball to left field. Almost out of here. Now Milner takes high.
You read Burrows' quote in the paper today? You think I clinched the Golden Glove?
He made a great throw last night. That should be out number 3. Matthews. That's it for the Pirates. They pick up a base hit in the middle of the third. Braves 3, Pirates 3. Tomorrow in the National League, Cincinnati's at Chicago. Cincinnati right now tied for first with Houston. St. Louis will play at Houston. Night game, New York at Los Angeles. San Diego hosts Philadelphia, and Montreal is at San Francisco. Check your newspapers for the starting pitchers and also support your local team. Along those same lines, if you live in a town with a minor league ball club, how about taking in a ball game? Some of the fans from Douglas County here tonight. Mike Lum leads it off. It's a 3-3 game. We got one for you tonight. Fastball over. Lum chased Marino to the warning track in center field in the first inning with 2 on. Marino made a nice catch. The 0-1. Missed outside. Now the 1-1. Bouncing ball. It's fair. Off Milner's glove. Lum will try for 2, and he is going to be safe. He challenged Parker's arm. It's a double for Lum. We look at it again. A bouncing ball. Just fair. You see it kick up the chalk. Then Milner had it play off his glove. Parker with that rifle comes close on Lum. Just got his foot in for a double. That's a go-ahead run at second. Bunnell the hitter. Bunnell walked and scored in the second. Atlanta now with 5 hits off Don Robinson. The Pirates have 4. Hubbard's on deck. Curveball in there. 0-1. Bunnell will do everything he can to get Lum to third. Hitters many times take a shot at right. Try to hit a grounder over there. And he did right then. Fastball outside. And he hit a grounder up in the seats. Everybody's all right. 0-2. Now Robinson in the driver's seat. He wants it inside. See the signal? Bayard, he wants a fastball in on the hands. Let's see if he gets it. He did, and he looped it to right. The ball wasn't tight enough. They're not Ott going to challenge Parker again. Ott wanted to pitch inside. It wasn't in quite far enough, and let's take another look at it. He signaled in, he's sitting in, and he didn't make it inside far enough. A tough pitch on an 0-2 count, and a single to right, and he's kicking himself, and so is Tanner, because every manager hates to see an 0-2 pitch hit safely. Lum head to hold at third. Foley going to the bench. Tony Barderone gave him another set of glasses. Foley plays with glasses. Braves threatening here in the bottom of the third. Runners first and third. Nobody out. Hubbard, who walked the first time up and later scored, is the hitter. Cheney on deck. Whitson warming up in the bullpen. Look out. Boy, that one was tight. Almost spun his batting helmet. Glenn Hubbard pitched real tight. Watch this one. This is close, folks. Ott wished that he had that on Bunnell. That's what he wanted on the no ball, 2-strike pitch. 1-0 won't be made. He's going to third, and he came close. Little pickoff move, trying to get Lum. You very seldom see that. One and 0. Fly ball center. Good scoring. The tag, the throw will come to second. Oops. Not too much of a throw by Omar, but he just conceded the run. He knew he couldn't get him. It was hit too deep. It is 4-3 on a sac fly by Glenn Hubbard. Bunnell held first. Lum scored. Now Darrell Cheney. Got to remember now, the Braves have 4 runs, not all earned, but 3 are off a pitcher who had an ERA of 2.97, Don Robinson, with a record of 2-2. Throw to first, and Bunnell back on his hands and knees. First pitch to Cheney, who struck out first time up. Runner going, hit deep to left center. Back goes Marino, way back. He's got it on a great catch. Some play by Marino in deep left center field. Give him a hand, folks, and they do. Braves fans will do that. Boy, they don't care if you got a white suit or a gray suit or what color. If you make a good play, they respond. A great catch by Marino. He took an extra base hit away from Cheney. Marino simply outran that ball. Bunnell, incidentally, was going on that pitch. If it ever got by Marino, he would have scored easily. Now Niekro with 2 outs. It's 4-3 Atlanta. Niekro had an infield hit in the second. Foul tip, 0-1. It was held on to by Ott. We'll be leaving you after this half inning. Pete Van Wieren will be over. Next telecast is Friday night, 8:30 from St. Louis, 8:30 Eastern time. Little pop toward left. Robinson should catch it. And he does. But the Braves get 1 in the bottom of the third, and they lead after 3 innings of play from Atlanta. The Atlanta Braves 4, the Pittsburgh Pirates 3.
Hi, everybody. Pete Van Wieren joining you now. We're in the top half of the 4th inning, and Niekro's first pitch comes in a little bit low to Bill Robinson. Atlanta battling back now, leads at 4-3. Robinson homered his first time up.
Count even now, 1-1. That's hit high and deep to right center field. Bunnell and Matthews both chasing it, but this one is going to be gone. Yet another home run for Bill Robinson. That is his second home run of this game. Ties the score at 4-4. It is his 5th home run against Atlanta pitching this year, and his 7th home run of the season. It was a knuckleball, just didn't move too much. Robinson got it all, and it carried over the right center field wall just barely, but enough. It's 4-4. Ed Ott swings at the first pitch from Niekro, hits one high and deep to right, but foul. Count 0-1. Ott fouled out to right fielder Gary Matthews his first time. Little tap hit to the first base side of the mound. Niekro fields on the lum. 1 out. One man gone. Rennie Stennett will be the hitter. Stennett flying to right his first time. We're going to have to do some research and find out how many home runs Bill Robinson has hit in his career against Atlanta. Stennett batting with 1 out. Niekro's pitch on the way. Little tap over the mound. Shortstop Cheney will field near the bag at second. Throw on to first in time. So after the home run by Robinson, 2 quick outs. As Ott and Stennett both retired on bouncing balls. Here's third baseman Phil Garner. Garner flying to right his first time. Garner played with Chuck Tanner at Oakland. When Tanner came to the Pirates, he really went after this third baseman, who can also play short or second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A little bit low, 2-0. Tanner calls him a gamer. Says you never have to worry about Garner trying to sit out a game because of a minor injury. He wants to play all the time. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Bouncing ball is fair or foul. It's a fair ball. Nice play by Lum. Underhand toss to Niekro in time. And that was really a good play because after making the play, Lum collided with the first base umpire, Dick Tremblay, who was able to stay on his feet and make the underhand toss to Niekro. It's out number 3. In the 4th, another Bill Robinson homer. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. After 3.5, Pittsburgh 4, Atlanta 4. About to begin the bottom half of the 4th inning. You take a look at Chief Nakahoma's teepee out in left field. He entertains the youngsters out there every night. And we've got a couple of hellos to pass along. Danny Martin from Mobile, Alabama is here tonight. His mother and his brother Pete are big Braves fans watching on the cable tonight. Also Mr. and Mrs. J.T. Atkinson watching the Braves on Superstation 17 from Albany, Georgia. Somebody wants to say hello to you. They gave us a note but didn't sign their name. Sure you know who it is. Jerry Royster leads off the 4th for Atlanta. He's 1 for 2. Bounced to second in the first. Got a big 2-run single in the second inning. We're tied at 4-4, bottom of the 4th. Robinson delivers. One of the few off-speed pitches he's thrown all night. 1 ball, no strikes to Royster. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Good fastball over. 1-1. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Pirates. 4-6-1, the line score for Atlanta. Now the 1-1 pitch. Again the changeup, and it misses high, 2-1. Robinson relies mostly on that fastball and that good hard slider of his. Threw him a fastball there, and Royster fouls it back out of play. 2-2, the count on Jerry Royster. Pirates got 3 in the first. Braves came back with 3 in the second. Braves took a 4-3 lead in the third, but the Pirates tied it up in the fourth on Bill Robinson's second homer of the night. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way. Foul back off the screen, still 2-2. Robinson had a fine rookie season last year, winning 14 games for the Pirates. But despite that fact, finished third in the balloting for the Rookie of the Year overall. Bob Warner of the Braves, of course, won it. Ozzie Smith of San Diego finished second. Good breaking ball, and Royster is down swinging. 3 strikeouts now for Don Robinson. Out number 1 in the bottom of the fourth. And the batter will be right fielder Gary Matthews. Matthews 1 for 2. He popped to third in the first, single to left in the second. Piece of it, fouling it off the plate. Count 0-1. Pirates, and they're all yellows tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. One out, bases empty, bottom of the fourth. Score tied, 4-4. Got the breaking ball on the outside corner, and the count of Matthews goes to 1-2. Don Robinson, only 21 years old. Here's the 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Pirates got a little scared about 3 starts ago for Robinson. He had to leave the game after facing just 2 hitters. And his shoulders stiffened on him. But it turned out to be nothing serious. But they were a little frightened there for a while. Slow roller. Up with it to first baseman Milner. He should have let Stennett make the play. Safe at first, Gary Matthews. It's an infield single. We'll take another look at it. Watch Rennie Stennett. He's charging that ball, but Milner kept right on coming. I think if Stennett had made the play, with not having to take those 1, 2, 3 steps before throwing, he might have had a chance at getting Matthews. But Gary will take that base hit. That's the second hit of the night. Hit number 7 off Robinson. And it brings up Jeff Burroughs. He's 0 for 2. Reached on Foley's error in the first, popped to second in the second. Matthews a threat to steal at first. Burroughs takes a fastball high, ball 1. Stretch by Robinson. Matthews is going. The pitch outside. Throw by Ott. A little bit off the mark, but they still get him. Good play there by Foley. The throw is not really a good one. Got rid of it quickly. Had a little something on it, but it was off to the first base side of second. Foley does a super job there. You saw the tag made just before Matthews got to the bag and before Foley's feet hit the ground. So Matthews now 4 for 6 in the stolen base department this year. Count 2-0 on Jeff Burroughs. 2 outs, bases empty. Robinson winding. Here's his 2-0 pitch. Hit sharply by the third baseman Garner in the left field. Burroughs has got himself a base hit. So that was a even bigger play made by Foley when he got the tag on Matthews. 2 outs with Burroughs at first. That's hit number 8 off Robinson. And it'll bring up Dale Murphy. Single in the first inning to extend his hitting streak to 12 games. And then struck out in the second. 1 for 2. You talk about 2 stars of the future. You're looking at him right here. Don Robinson facing Dale Murphy. Got the fastball by him. The count 0-1. What a show Murph put on in that home run contest here last night. Out-homered Dave Parker 7-4. Each had 20 swings. the runner at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Gets away from Ott. He can't find it, but it really didn't roll far enough away for Burroughs to take a chance on advancing to second. Count even on Dale Murphy, ball 1, strike 1. Robinson made the big jump last year from Double-A to the majors. Here's the right-hander's stretch. And his 1-1 pitch. A little low, 2-1. Burroughs at first, score tied 4-4. We're in the bottom of the 4th. 2-1 on the way. Got a piece of it, fouls it back 2-2. We're off tomorrow night, and then we'll be in St. Louis on Friday night. 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central Time for game 1 of a 3-game series against the Cardinals. Larry McWilliams will face Bob Forsch Friday night. 2-2 to Dale Murphy. Foul back, still 2-2. Normally, Rick Matula would have been the pitcher on Friday night, but Matula is going to miss 1 start. Probably no more than that because of a muscle strain in his back. Should be ready when the Braves get back home to take on the Dodgers next week. The Dodgers, the Giants, and Houston all come to town on the next homestand. Here's the 2-2 again to Murphy. And again, Dale fouls it off. Two outs. Burroughs the runner at first. Robinson again has a 2-2 pitch coming up. Fills the count 3-2. Oakland leads Baltimore 2-0 in Baltimore after 4. California at Boston 3-0 Angels after 4. Seattle at New York, no score after 2. Chicago at Detroit 1-0 Tigers after 1. Cleveland at Milwaukee, nothing to report yet. Toronto at Minnesota, they've got a rain delay. Here's the 3-2 pitch with the runner going. It's fouled back, and we'll do it again. In the National League, 2 games this afternoon. Cincinnati beat Chicago 7-4. San Francisco beat Montreal 9-2. Now, if Houston loses tonight to St. Louis, the Cincinnati Reds will take over first place in the National League West. Here it's 4-4 in the bottom of the 4th. And a 3-2 pitch again to Murphy. Line drive, left center field. Robinson chasing it. It's going to fall all the way back to the wall. Burroughs around third. He'll come on to score. Murph takes the turn at second, and he's on with a stand-up double. The Braves regain the lead 5-4. Well, he got a pitch to hit. Fastball inside portion of the plate, and he went after it. For Dale Murphy, his second double of the year, his 24th RBI. Is up among the league leaders in that category. It's hit number 9 off Don Robinson, and the Braves have regained the lead. Murph really on a tear. That's his second hit in 3 tries tonight. Here's Mike Lum. He was flied to center and doubled. Robinson stretches and delivers. Fly ball, center field, pretty well hit. Marino back into his right, still going back, makes the catch on the warning track. And that's twice tonight that Marino's gone back to the track to take a fly ball off the bat of Mike Lum. That's all for Atlanta in the 4th, but 1 run on the board on 3 hits. There were no errors. And 1 runner left. We've played 4 in our score. Braves 5, Pirates 4. 5 Major League Baseball. Top half of the 5th inning coming up. Atlanta now with a 5-4 lead. There you see Larry McWilliams, who will be starting against the St. Louis Cardinals in the first of a 3-game set. Mickey Mailer, who's right behind him, will be pitching on Saturday. And then Phil Niekro, who you'll see right there, getting ready to pitch to Manny Sanguillen, who's going to pinch hit for Don Robinson. Niekro will pitch in St. Louis on Sunday. Veteran Manny Sanguillen batting for Don Robinson. Sanguillen's been up only 6 times this year, has 2 hits, both doubles, no RBIs. Count even on Sanguillen, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ed Whitson has been up a couple of times in this game, up again for the Pirates, so he'll come on to pitch in the bottom half of the 5th inning. There you see Whitson. Count on Sanguillen, 1-1. That's fouled out of play. The count 1-2. You know, when you face Sanguillen, you don't really have to worry too much about how close to the strike zone you get with your pitches. He swings at almost anything. That last one he went after was up around chin level. Struck him out, but the ball got away from Dale Murphy, rolls back to the screen, and Sanguillen's going to reach first safely. So you score that a strikeout. It'll be the 2nd strikeout for Niekro. Now watch it pop away from Dale Murphy. Hit the heel of his glove, got away from him. It's a pass ball on Murphy after the strikeout by Niekro. So Sanguillen reaches first on the strikeout and pass ball combination. And we go back to the top of the order now. Omar Moreno. He singled in the 1st inning, bounced to first in the 3rd. That got the inside corner. The count 0-1. Niekro doesn't get disturbed when something like that happens, as what happened on that 3rd strike to Sanguillen. He realizes that catching his knuckleball is a very difficult thing to do, as is hitting it. Little dribbler down the 3rd base side. They're going to let it roll. Foul. It almost died in fair territory. Take another look at this swing by Moreno. Ball just about to roll to a stop. About 2 more turns. It's like a putt finally dropping into that cup. Got into foul territory, and Royster picked it up quickly to make sure it didn't roll back fair. Count 0-2 on Omar Moreno. A runner at first. Nobody out. We're in the top of the 5th. 5-4. Atlanta leads it. Update some other scores. Oakland 2, Baltimore nothing after 6 now in Baltimore. Seattle at New York still no score after 4. Nothing in 2 to Omar Moreno. There's Joe Lonnet, the Pirates' 3rd base coach. Niekro ready for his 0-2 pitch. Threw him a fastball, missed high and away. It's 1-2. Niekro, one of only 80 pitchers to win 200 or more games in his major league career. That ball's well hit to right center field. Bunnell giving it a chase, still chasing. He can't get it, bounces off the wall. Sanguillen heads for 3rd. He'll be held there. And on at 2nd with a stand-up double is Omar Moreno. You got an idea of Moreno's speed there. He was down at 2nd, and Sanguillen was still about halfway between 2nd and 3rd. Got a good cut at that ball. Bunnell almost got to it, but it bounced off the wall. At the time the throw came in, you're going to see Moreno arrive at 2nd long before Sanguillen gets to 3rd. But Sanguillen was held there. So runners at 2nd and 3rd now with nobody out. That's hit number 6 off Niekro for Omar Moreno, his 5th double of the year. Tim Foley, the hitter, he's 2 for 2, a pair of infield singles. Now Niekro wants to talk it over with Dale Murphy. Darrell Cheney over for a quick word with Niekro. The infield's going to stay back at normal depth. Foley lines this one right back where it came from into center field. Base hit. Sanguillen scores. Here comes Marino. Throw by Bunnell, cut off by Niekro, and down to second goes Foley. So 2 runs are in for the Pirates, and they regain the lead, 6-5, as Tim Foley continues to swing a hot bat against the Braves. He's now 3 for 3. That is hit number 7 for the Pirates. For Foley, RBIs number 10 and 11 of the season. He took second on the throw to the plate. It scored a single. And Dave Parker now the hitter. So this one seesawing back and forth. Pirates right now have the upper hand, 6-5. And it'll start the Atlanta bullpen to work. Rick Mailer will begin to loosen up. Pitch to Parker, hit high and deep to center field. Bunnell going back on the warning track. He's got it. Tagging at second, Foley heading for third. The throw will be late. So Parker again flirts with a home run. Last night he had one taken away from him by Burroughs. Tonight he had one just about taken away from him by Burroughs. And that ball reached the warning track in center. It's out number 1, but Foley advancing to third, and that'll cause the Braves infield to play it in tight now against John Milner. Milner 0 for 2. He struck out and fly to right. On the count on Milner. Rick Mailer throwing out there in the Atlanta bullpen. That's Craig Skoke. Standing off to the left of catcher Bruce Benedict. He will guard against Benedict getting hit by any foul ball coming down that way. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Line drive. Caught by the second baseman Hubbard. Looks toward third but has no play there. So there's a big out number 2 here in the 5th inning. Infield can go back to normal depth now, but look who's coming to the plate. Bill Robinson. Homered in the 1st inning over the left field wall. Homered in the 4th inning over the right center field wall. Has hit 7 home runs this year, 5 of them against the Braves. Pitch on the way. Didn't get that one. Neither did Murphy, but it doesn't roll far enough away for Foley to take a chance. Count 0-1. Calling time now, wants to smooth out a few rough spots in the base path. Pitch comes to Robinson. 0-2. Braves have been over-shifting the infield on Robinson in this series. Didn't do that in Pittsburgh. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Foul back, still 0-2. 2 outs. Foley at third. Pirates back in front, 6-5. There you see the Braves infield shift. Here's the 2-strike pitch. He threw him a fastball, missed high. 1-2. Robinson has throughout his career been a streaky type hitter. Unfortunately for the Braves, he's gotten hot against him. Here's the 1-2. Look out. Fastball into the bill of the batting helmet. The count 2-2. Now time called by plate umpire Hank Roundtree. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Knuckler gets away from Murphy, breaking from third. Foley, throw to the plate, not in time. Foley scores standing up, and it's 7-5 Pittsburgh. Well, again, the knuckleball eludes Dale Murphy. Look at that thing break. A pass ball will be charged to Murphy. Smiles in the Pirate dugout. 3 pass balls now charged against Dale Murphy tonight. Now a 3-2 pitch coming up to Bill Robinson. Fastball hit high in the air down the left field line, but it's going to carry into foul territory. Would not have been out if it had been fair. Still 3-2. 7 runs, 7 hits for the Pirates. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Braves. Pirates have come back in this game twice. So has Atlanta. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He walked him. That's the first walk of the game issued by Niekro. Only one of the runs in this inning is an earned run. The batter, catcher Ed Ott, 0 for 2. Fouled out to right fielder Gary Matthews, bounced to the pitcher. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Rick Mailer continues to throw in the Atlanta bullpen. Ed Whitson has finished his warm-ups for the Pirates. Here's the pitch. Nice stop by Murphy. 2-0 the count. Cleveland and Milwaukee underway now. At the end of 1, Milwaukee 3, Cleveland 2. And in Houston after 1, the Astros 2, the Cardinals 1. That one found the plate, the count 2-1. Two-on delivery, popped him up. Third baseman Jerry Royster says, that's mine, and he's right. So that's it for Pittsburgh in the 5th, but a good inning for them. They pick up 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no Atlanta errors, and 1 runner left. And at the end of 4 1/2, our score now, Pittsburgh 7, Atlanta 5.
The Atlanta Braves have a 3-game weekend series with the St. Louis Cardinals beginning Friday night at 8:30 here on the Super Sports Station, WTCG.
In the background, the Jonesboro Senior High School Jazz Band. Here's a look at the schedule in the American League for tomorrow. We've got some night games and some day games. These are all local times. Kansas City at Chicago, 7:30 Central Time. Tomorrow afternoon, Cleveland at Milwaukee, 1:30 Central. Oakland at Baltimore tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern. Seattle plays at Yankee Stadium, 2 o'clock Eastern tomorrow afternoon. California at Boston, 7:30 Eastern Time tomorrow night. Support Major League Baseball in your area. Pitchers for all those games will be in your morning paper. New pitcher for the Pirates is Ed Whitson, right-hander. This is his 8th appearance of the year. 7 of them have been in relief. Has a record of 1 win, 1 defeat, 1 save. Earned run average of 3. Given up 6 earned runs and 13 hits in 18 innings. He's walked 12, struck out 9. Don Robinson worked 4 innings, allowed 9 hits, 5 runs. 4 of the runs were earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. Cannot be the winning pitcher. He did not work the required 5. Pirates leading at 7-5. Barry Bonnell will try to get the Braves started on yet another comeback. Braves trailed 3-0, came back to tie it. Pirates tied it up 4-4. Braves went ahead. Now the Pirates back in front, 7-5. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Bonnell 1 for 1. He has walked and singled. He scored a run. The countdown, Barry Bonnell. There's a strike, 3-1. Bonnell, Hubbard, and Cheney, the scheduled hitters here in the 5th inning. Greg Skoke now begins to loosen in the Atlanta bullpen. Niekro due up 4th in this inning. If we get that far, we may have a pinch hitter. Bonnell walks to open the 5th. First walk issued by Whitson. Walk number 3 off Pittsburgh pitching. And the batter will be Glenn Hubbard. He has yet to pick up an official at bat tonight. He walked and scored a run in the 2nd inning, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 3rd. Whitson pitching. Got a fastball over, the count 0-1. That misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Hubbard. Bonnell at first, a threat to steal. He's only picked up one stolen base so far this year. But he'll be up there in that category before the season's over. Now the 1-1. Bounced foul down the first base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Glenn Hubbard. Very comfortable night at the stadium tonight. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. Top foul back upstairs. Bouncing back down below. Still bouncing. And a youngster has it. Very proud of his accomplishment. Still 2-2 to Glenn Hubbard. Down at first, Bunnell gets his lead. Here's the stretch in the 2-2 pitch. A little bit outside, ball 3. Full count now, 3-2. Let's see if Bobby Cox sends Barry Bunnell on this one. Most of those signs given by Alex Grammas mean nothing. In fact, all of them may mean nothing. But there might be one in there that means you're off and running on this pitch. He's going. Pitch is hit high in the air to right field. Dave Parker is there. He will make the catch for the out. Bunnell hustles back to first. So 1 gone now in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and Darrell Cheney becomes the hitter. Cheney 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied to center. Seven runs, 7 hits for Pittsburgh. 5 runs, 9 hits for Atlanta. Pirates have committed 2 errors. Braves 1. Cheney the hitter. Bunnell at first. 1 down. Pitch on the way to Cheney. Takes it inside, ball 1. Cheney has started all 3 games in the series. Pepe Frias had to sit down for about a week when some calcium deposits were discovered in his right elbow. Now the 1-0 pitch. Again, he tried to get the inside corner and missed. Too close. 2-0. Whitson's from Johnson City, Tennessee. Now lives in Irwin, Tennessee. Has a birthday coming up in about 10 days. He'll be 24. Bunnell back safely. Snap throw over to first. Again, Bunnell back. Good play that time by Milner. Whitson pitching in relief, which he has done most of his major league career, never came out of the bullpen once in his minor league career. Now the 2-0. A little bit high, and the count 3-0 now on Darrell Cheney. Ed Ott had a few words for Hank Roundtree on that call. Whitson also glared in. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Called a strike in the inside corner. It's 3-1. Few people in the park didn't care much for that call. Now the stretch by Whitson and the 3-1 pitch. Walked him. So Whitson in some trouble. Runners first and second. That's his second walk of the inning. Advancing down to second base. And Phil Niekro will bat for himself here. Niekro 1 for 2, had a single in the second, fly to left in the third. He flirted with a home run back in the second inning when he lined one foul into the seats and left. This being a homer by just a few feet. Trying for career home run number 7. His fan club has their banner out in left field. That target on it. There it is. They never miss a game when Phil pitches. Enrique Romo has begun to loosen up now in the Pirate bullpen. As Whitson has been wild here in the 5th. Pitch to Niekro. Is he all right? Trainer Dave Pursley coming out. And out over to see if Niekro is okay. It's up around the right shoulder where the ball got him. That's ethyl chloride, will freeze the pain. Here comes Bobby Cox into your picture. Let's take a look at this again, see what happened. Sort of a swinging bunt. Fouled it off his shoulder. Or did he foul it? No, he didn't foul it. He was hit by that pitch, and here comes Chuck Tanner. He's going to argue. Here comes everybody in the Pirate infield. Look out, Ed Ott. Tanner steps in front. He says, boys, step back. I'll do the arguing. Even Dave Parker is coming in now from right field. Tanner just bumped plate umpire Hank Roundtree. Here comes Parker into the picture now from right field. Bill Robinson coming in from left field. All of the infield, 2/3 of the outfield are in. Tim Foley being held back. Look at it again. Did it hit Niekro or didn't it? Or did he foul it off his shoulder? Boy, that's a tough call to make from that picture. They're coming off the Pirate bench now. John Candelaria is up arguing with the third base umpire, Ed Norris. Roundtree goes down to Dick Tremblay. You could almost read Roundtree's lips there. He said, did you see it? Clear enough to call it. Will the decision stick or won't it? Looks like it's going to, and now look out. Over at first base, Tim Foley's going after Dick Tremblay. We've got a real rhubarb going on. Still a group of Pirates around plate umpire Roundtree. Second base umpire Lewis Anderson is also in. Meanwhile, down at first base, Tim Foley and Dick Tremblay going nose to nose. The Pirates have got about 8 players that have come off their bench and are standing in foul territory. Chuck Tanner is not going to leave this field unless he's told to, I'm afraid. Tanner is really furious. He and Roundtree going at it. And Tanner is not going to leave Roundtree. Now Ed Ott goes down to first base umpire Dick Tremblay. Rennie Stennett also over. Tim Foley still there. Hank Roundtree's trying to get down there, but Tanner won't let him loose. There's Phil Niekro. He's not going to tell. The ball obviously hit Niekro. We're not saying that it didn't. But the question is, did he swing and foul it off his shoulder, or did the ball hit him squarely on the shoulder? Or did he swing and hit by a pitch? Bobby Cox now heads out. I think we're going to get a pinch runner here at first base for Niekro. Mike Maha coming into the game. Tanner and Roundtree still going at it. Oh, is Tanner furious? All of the Pirates are. Bobby Cox went out to take Phil Niekro out of the game. They want to make sure there's nothing wrong with that right arm. So Niekro will leave. Mike Maha will pinch run down at first base. The decision's going to stand. And I don't think Tanner is going to get off the field unless he's thrown out of the game. I think he's going to stay out there as long as he can.
we've got an argument going on down at third base with Ed Norris. Oh, is Tanner furious. He's going to head down to third base now. See if he can maybe convince somebody in one of those blue shirts. Joe Lonnet, Pirates coach, hollering at Norris, the third base umpire. Chuck Tanner's going to try him now. He's walking down that way. There's Al Monchak. Now they'll try third base umpire Ed Norris. Well, here's where that situation about not having your regular umpires really hurts. The amateur umpires have been instructed to take as much as possible from these players. The players have been pretty good about not getting on the amateurs, and Tanner has been thrown out of the game by Hank Roundtree. And he is even madder than anything now. Oh, is he furious. Hank Roundtree has thrown out Chuck Tanner. And Tanner won't leave him alone. Joe Lonnet better watch out. He's going at Ed Norris, and he's been thrown out of the game. Ed Norris has thrown Joe Lonnet out of the game. So the Pirates have lost a manager and a third base coach. Just a moment ago, Ed Norris gave Lonnet the heave-ho. Who's the guy out there swinging the bat with the Pirates? Better get him off the field. Got a jacket on. Can't tell who it is. What a Donnybrook. Tanner ejected. So was Joe Lonnet. Bruce Keeson not too pleased either. That was him on the top step of the dugout. Now Norris and Roundtree are going to discuss. Tanner, I believe, is calling up to the press box to announce that he's going to play the game under protest. Lonnet, meanwhile, wants a few more words with Ed Norris, who wants to hear no more from him. That'll probably leave the club in the control of Al Monchak. Here it is again. The pitch rides in on Niekro. I don't know. You just can't tell. You lose the ball in the white of the Braves uniform. Mike Maha running for Phil Niekro down at first base as he'll go into the Braves trainer's room and let Dave Persley take a look at the right shoulder where the ball hit. There was no question about the fact that the ball hit Niekro. The question is, how did it hit him? And it's cost the Pirates their manager and a third base coach. The bases are loaded for Atlanta with one out, and here's Jerry Royster. Now here comes Joe Lonnet again. He won't leave. Chuck Tanner is now requesting that this game be played under protest from here on out. Well, we're going to look up in the rule book here. See what the definition of a hit by pitch is. Sometimes there are some little wrinkles in that rule. The public address announcement that the game is going to be played under protest has been made. That's what Lonnet came out for. I think Lonnet's been thrown out. Sure looked like it. That was the sign Ed Norris gave. He has not left the dugout, though. Neither is Tanner. Here's the pitch to Royster. Nothing at one. Royster 1 for 3. He has bounced to second, singled, and struck out. Tanner has not left the dugout. If he's been ejected from this game, he's got to leave. Or the Braves have a potential protest right back. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. One out. Bases full of Braves. Atlanta trailing 7-5. Chuck Tanner remains sort of hidden back there. He's got his defensive line in front of him to shield him. But you saw Roundtree give him the heave-ho, and he's not left the game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. High to Royster for a ball. It's 1-2.
Whitson. Winding, here's his 1-2 pitch. Popped him up. Left side of the infield, shortstop Tim Foley making the call and the catch. The infield fly rule in effect there. It's out number 2. So now it'll take a 2-out hit from Gary Matthews.
See if we can get another look at that Pirate dugout. See if Tanner's still in there. Yep, there he is. Only got down 1 step. Still got a few to go, though. Matthews, the hitter. He's 2 for 3. He's popped a third and single twice.
Here's the line by Whitson in the pitch.
Fly ball, deep left field. Bill Robinson looks up. Grand slam home run for Gary Matthews. Gary Matthews has cleared the bases of the grand slam, and the Braves lead it 9-7. Matthews, his 8th homer of the year. RBIs number 16, 17, 18, and 19. And now there are smiles in the Atlanta dugout. And on top of the Atlanta dugout, where Ted Turner was just dancing. Here's Jeff Burroughs. Time called. Pitch on the way. Burroughs takes a strike. Jeff is 1 for 3. Reached on an error, popped to second and singled. That evens the count 1-1. Well, Chuck Channer is still in that dugout. He's right in front of the rack that holds the batting helmets. Harvey Haddix, pitching coach of the Pirates, right in front of him. Bert Blyleven there. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Low, and it's 2-1. What a ball game this has been. Grounded slowly left side. Foley deep in the hole. Fields, fires in time. So that's it for the Braves in the 5th. But a big inning as Atlanta picks up 4 runs on 1 hit, the grand slam homer by Gary Matthews. There were no errors. Nobody left.
Who reminded me that I made the dumb play of the week? I saw Score.
How did I find out my club knows I'm putting on weight in the off-season? I saw Score.
Score begins where the sports section ends. It's the new weekly sports magazine with facts, gossip, pull-out TV section, features, stats, betting know-how, last week's action, next week's preview, and everything else America's 90 million crazy sports fans can't get anywhere else.
I'm as interested in Tug's ERA as the other ERA. So you've got to believe I saw Score.
We're going to read you the rule by which the protest has been filed by the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's Rule 6.08B, which says the batter becomes a runner and is entitled to first base without liability to be put out when he is touched by a pitched ball which he is not attempting to hit. Well, you see, Chuck Tanner is still not left the Pirate dugout. He hasn't left at all. And Lonnet is definitely gone because Bob Skinner is coaching third now. So both Lonnet and Tanner are supposed to be out of there, but Tanner is still in that dugout. He's right down in the corner, being shielded by the rest of his players. Top of the 6th inning in another routine ball game. As we go to the 6th here, Skip.
Well, here's Stennett, and he's against Craig Skoke, who comes on in relief of Nuxie. We'll get a report for you as soon as we can as to the severity of the injury. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Stennett, who's 0 for 2 and maybe 0 for 3. Yeah, there's room for Barry Bonnell. 1 out.
Tell you what it really looked like from the replay, Skip. We looked at it about 4 or 5 times. It was really tough to tell because the ball came right into the white part of the uniform. But the way that ball acted, it almost looked like it might have glanced off Niekro's bat and then hit him in the shoulder.
In which case, it's foul ball.
Foul ball.
Well, the interesting part of it to me is, here's Phil Garner, that if the umpires say that he did swing and miss, and they awarded him first base, then the Pirates' protest will probably be upheld. But if, in the opinion of the umpires, and they're the only ones that count, he did not swing at the ball, then the Pirates don't have a prayer on their protest because that is a judgment, and you cannot protest or appeal a judgment. It's 3-0 now to Phil Garner.
I think there's no question that Roundtree, the plate umpire, said that Niekro did not swing. That's why they went to the first base umpire, Dick Tremblay, and then to the third base umpire, Ed Norris.
He walks Garner on 4 straight pitches. So that brings the tying run to the plate.
But if Chuck Tanner does not leave that Pirates dugout, the Braves can protest it right back. When a player or manager is thrown out of a game, he must leave the premises. Tanner is still in that dugout. You saw him in your picture a moment ago.
Lee Lacy will be the pinch hitter for Ed Whitson. Lacy, a former Brave, hitting just .214 with 3 RBIs. And he falls behind in the count 0-1. Well, whether Niekro swung or not, there is no doubt but that Gary Matthews did. He hit one a ton. Lacy fouls it back. Now they've changed the board, and the count is 1-1. For a minute there, I thought I was doing basketball again. My throat was hurting.
There's Tanner still.
We see you, Chuck. Ball and a strike, the count. Curve did not bite. 2 balls and a strike, the count to Lacy. Skoke had been pitching extremely well till we got to Chicago last weekend, and then he had all sorts of trouble. 2 balls and a strike, the count. Garner leads at first with 1 out. Skoke delivers high again. It's 3-1 in the top of the order. Due next for the Pirates. 9-7 Atlanta. Through the heat, got it at the knees on the inside corner. It's full now, 3-2. See what Garner does at first. He's going. Lacy popped it foul. Lum won't have a chance. Matthews, by the way, is just... Matthews and Robinson are just taking turns beating the brains out of their opponents. Matthews now 4 homers, 8 RBIs, and over 500 against Pittsburgh. Robinson has 5 homers against Atlanta. And we're in May. Again, a 3-2 to Lacy. Ball 4 missed with the fastball. The runner's at second base. Lacy wanders down to first. And we're right back where both teams have been all night long, in trouble. Omar Marino, the batter, 2 out of 3. Well, I just hope the injury to Nux is nothing serious. Bruce Keeson now is going to run for Lee Lacy, who's got a bad wheel, and very gingerly heads off the field. Marino stands in. Boy, this has been a wild one. Don't forget to listen to the Highlight Sports Report with Bobby Cox on WGST each Tuesday through Friday, 5:40 in the afternoon. Base hit, Marino. Garner around third. He will score. Keeson holds at second base, and they almost got him there. But I imagine we'll get what's left of the Atlanta bullpen going. Marino is 3 for 4. He's had a fine series. Garner has scored. Keeson stopped at second. It's 9-8. Rick Mailer begins to heat up in the Atlanta bullpen. Tim Foley is 3 out of 3. He hits against the left-hander. Breaking ball snapped in there for a strike. Romo is throwing again in the Pirate bullpen. That's out of play. And again, Skoke gets out in front, 0-2. Foley waits. Skoke gets ready to work. The runners lead. 9-8 Atlanta in the 6th. That hit him. On an 0-2 pitch, Skoke hits Foley, and the bases are loaded. There's still only 1 out. 4 in a row have reached against Skoke. And here's perhaps baseball's best player. Foley tries to walk that off, and Tony Barterone, the Pirate trainer, hustles out to attend to him. This gives Mailer a little more time to get ready. But with Dave Parker hitting, followed by John Milner, I don't know. Floyd Boyer trots out of the Atlanta dugout, goes to the mound to visit with Craig Skoke, and he'll be joined by Dale Murphy.
Tonight's attendance, 6,855 paid, 6,855. That's about 1,000 more than the same playing date of last year, so the Braves will go now about 27,000 ahead of last year's attendance.
And the folks here tonight have gotten more than their money's worth. Unless pitching is your thing, in which case you have probably not been pleased. Tanner still tiptoeing around in their dugout. Parker with the bases drunk. 1 out. Did he go? Yes. Third base. Umpire Ed Norris says yes, and it's 0-1. Bob Skinner gives him a little shot. Bouncing ball. Lum. There's 1. That's all they're going to get, and the game is tied. I don't think Lum had a play at the plate. He was playing back, of course, and rightfully so. Parker drives in his 2nd run of the game.
Well, it's really not hit that sharply. Lum was playing a deep first base. It's a long throw either way. That's the shortest throw to make, is the one to second. Back to first. Skoke got there to cover, but Parker, who runs well, beat it out. So he's driven in 2 runs tonight in the game now.
And runners are at first and third. Milner, the batter. It's 9-9. Murphy will not have a chance. 0-1 to John Milner, who's 0 for 3. Parker at first, he can fly. Marino, who's even faster at third, 2 out. Good pitch from Skoke that time. It's 0-2. Well, Niekro cannot win it or lose it. Neither can Don Robinson. Neither can Ed Whitson. At the moment, it is going to be... Well, wait a minute. Whitson could win it if we don't get Milner out. Well, I doubt that he would. The pitch. Little tap, foul. Count stays 0-2. Mailer continues to throw in the Atlanta bullpen. Romo has concluded his warm-up tosses for the Pirates. dirt. Murph a good play. 1-2 the count to Milner. Good Braves fan Joel Blankenship looking in Roanoke, Virginia tonight. Glad to have him with us. Two and two to Milner. Parker at first, Marino at third. Marino bluffing down the line. Royster to his left will go to first base as Parker was running on the play, and the inning is over. Pirates tie it, but it could have been much, much worse. The Pirates get 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no Atlanta errors, and 2 men were left. We go to the bottom of the 6th with the score now. Pirates 9, our Braves 9. Enrique Romo becomes the 3rd Pirate pitcher of the night. Ed Whitson went an inning, allowed 4 runs, 1 hit. Walked 2, hit 1, maybe, and didn't strike anybody out. Romo's had a tough time over here. No record of .506 earned run average. And he will face Murphy, Lum, and Bunnell. Time to go back to work. If you just joined us, you haven't missed a thing. It's still tied. But really, you've missed a lot. It's been a wild one. That's a pretty good bend in that curveball. The count 0-1 to Murph, who's 2 for 3 with an RBI. Missed with a fastball inside. Romo's 31 from Mexico. Baja country. Had a fine year, had 2 fine years with Seattle. 8-10 with a 2.84 ERA, 11-7 last year with a 3.7. Made Dale look awful on that pitch. A ball and 2 strikes the count. Prior to that, all of Romo's previous pitching had been in Mexico. Screwball is supposed to be his best pitch. That might have been Ed Bear, and that might be through for a hit. Foley doesn't have a chance. Murphy legs out an infield roller. Potential go-ahead run at first, nobody out. Mike Lum, the batter.
Yeah, that was the screwball. Murph just reached out for it. Foley runs it down in the outfield. The reason he threw it to the third baseman, Garner, was just in case Murph made the turn the wrong way, turned toward second, Garner might have been able to fire back to Milner, got Murphy off base.
So Mike Lum bats. He's 1 for 3, has scored a run, has 2 outs. He backed Marino against the stuff that looks like plexiglass out in center field. And he has sparkled defensively at first. Fastball high and tight. Runner at first, nobody out. Gino is up and throwing in the Atlanta bullpen. Gene Garber. They chase Murphy back. Romo ready to work again. That's out of play. Count evens 1-1. Chuck Tanner is still where he's been since he was ejected, and he'll be there all night. A 1-1 the count to Lum. Murphy pretty good lead at first base. through the heat and missed outside. Romo wanted that pitch, but it appeared to miss the strike zone. 2-1 the count. Got a pretty good move over there, and Bobby Cox felt a balk should be called, and he's out of the Atlanta dugout. I did too. Thought he threw the ball before he stepped.
Skip, I'm going to bring up a point here, and I don't know why anybody in the Braves side of the field has not pointed out. Maybe they can't see it from there. The Tanner is still there, but there's a rule in the rule book. It's Rule 4.15 that says if a player, manager, or coach fails to obey within a reasonable time the umpire's order for removal of that person from the game may be forfeited to the opposing team. That's the rule they're playing with, not just an ejection here, or a protest, rather.
3-1 the count. Well, I'm sure they can't see Tanner, or something would have been said about it. I think ejections are silly anyway, to be honest with you, in any sport. He walks Lum, 2 on, nobody out. Penalize him 9 runs or something, and everybody be gone in a hurry. There wouldn't be any argument. Bunnell is the batter.
Wouldn't have any fun then.
That's true.
What was the one last week where a manager, I believe it was thrown out of a game in the American League and was spotted coming out of the tunnel down in the left field bullpen, signaling to his players. I guess, no, it was a bullpen phone. It was Joe Torre of the Mets. Went down to the Mets bullpen, and they spotted him down there in the bullpen telephone. But he was spotted and ordered out of there.
Activity now in the Pirate bullpen. Jim Bibby, I believe it is, up and throwing. Yeah. Now the first base umpire, Dick Tremblay, has been over in the area of the Atlanta dugout, and he comes in to talk to Hank Roundtree, and it could well be that one of the eagle eyes in the Atlanta dugout, yep, there they go. Now if we get a shot of the dugout, we can watch Tanner run and hide. Whoop, where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
That's funny, isn't it?
He's been over there.
What they ought to have is a fifth umpire that can now tiptoe in through the Pirate clubhouse and come up behind him and say, you're under arrest. He'll be back, I bet you. This thing is getting like the Bay of Pigs. It's all those stuff. Now Dick Tremblay gestures into the Atlanta dugout. Now he comes down the line to visit with Hank Roundtree, and it could be that Atlanta has just announced a protest. Let's see.
Well, the rule says if the person does not leave the game in a reasonable length of time, the game can be forfeited. Now here comes Hank Roundtree to make an announcement up to the press box.
Can you hear me here, Marshal?
Yeah, Hank.
All right, Bobby Cox is going to play the game under protest because Lonnet has not removed himself from the dugout.
They say because
You want me to announce that way?
That's right.
Because Lonnet did not remove himself from the dugout. We
So
can
somebody
protest.
spotted Lonnet. We could protest twice.
No, I'll tell you what I'll bet happened. I bet Nuxie and Dave Persley in the training room were listening to us and watching TV. And when you read the rule, they said, caramba. Hang on to the tapes tonight back at the station. Break up the card game just long enough to save the tape.
Okay.
Take that. Now everybody is protesting.
We've all played our part now.
Meanwhile, back on the field, Bunnell bats with 2 on and nobody out in a tie game, and Romo steps off the mound. Pop fly. He caught it. Maybe a double play and in. Murphy must have gambled and lost, for he was still headed toward third. That really hurt. Bunnell pops into a double play.
We'll see it again. Bunnell trying to lay the bunt down, just popped it high in the air. Romo starting to break toward third. That's the area he was supposed to cover. But he recovered and got back toward the first base side to make the catch and threw to Tim Foley. And we've got Romo hurt now. He hurt his right leg.
Must have done it on the throw.
Must have.
Boy, our video is great tonight. It may win us this game. Bibby continues to throw in the bullpen. Romo is on his feet. Must have twisted an ankle the way he's acting.
This has been one of the wildest 5.5, well, we're in the bottom of the 6th now, of baseball that I have ever seen anywhere.
Now Bibby will come in out of the bullpen. And Romo goes limping off. So Romo went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and a walk. And Bibby replaces him and will have as long as he wishes to warm up. It should not take him, well, it wouldn't take most people very long. It might take him a while. We'll be back to see how he does with a runner at first, 2 out in the 6th after this. As Bibby warms up, don't forget the Atlanta Chiefs are home Saturday night against the Detroit Express at 7:35, Al? Right here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. And some 5,000 Chiefs t-shirts will be given away Saturday. First 2,500 adults will receive Chiefs Budweiser t-shirts. First 2,500 kids get Chiefs Coca-Cola t-shirts at Saturday's game. Gates open at 5:30. For more information, call the Chiefs office at 577-KICK. And Bibby completes his warm-up tosses. You can't beat fun at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. What if you get a save, Van Wieren? I wonder how they're going to put that in the stats. Only my brilliant play-by-play allowed you time to look that up. Well, Hub, hit one out of here. Let's have some fun. Boy, that double play bunt really hurt, but Pirates feel the disputed play on Nuxie hurt. Hubbard stands in. Bibby comes set. Breaking ball outside. Mike Lum, the runner at first. Boy, this has really been some fun tonight. The 1-0 pitch. Look out under his chin. 2-0. Bibby picked off Murphy last night. Just about got Hubbard. Darrell Cheney would be next. Boy, he had some cut at a Bibby fastball. Hit it into the upper deck. And might as well keep going, unless Foley glasses fog up. They don't, and the inning is over. So Bibby gets Hubbard. That takes care of the bottom of the 6th. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 left. What does the 7th hold? It's 9-9, Pirates Braves. While we go to the 7th, Gene Garber becomes the 3rd Atlanta pitcher of the night. The pitching line on Skoke, 1 inning pitched, allowed a hit, 2 runs, walked 2, did not strike out anyone. Enrique Romo pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowed a hit, a walk, no runs, struck out no one. He has a sprained right ankle, as we guessed. And Gene Garber is the third Atlanta pitcher of the night, and he faces Bill Robinson, who will be in tears when these two teams part company after tonight. Garber, after the game 2 nights ago here, worked about a half hour on his change of pace with Bruce Benedict in the Atlanta bullpen. Fastball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Gino will be the first to tell you that he's pitching not as well as he feels he should. There was the change, and it's 1-1. Gino 1-4 with a 5.32. Missed outside, 2-1. In fact, Garber on the way back from Chicago Sunday was looking people up to tell them how bad he was going. And you admire that in an athlete. There it is again, and it's 2-2. Somebody tried to commiserate with him about Charlie Spikes not breaking for the ball that fell for a triple. He said, what's the difference the way I'm pitching? I'd have lost it anyway. That ball is pretty well scotched. Can Burroughs get there? No, sir. It's off. And Robinson pulls up at second. So the potential go-ahead run is at second with nobody out. And to this point, Gino's fate is not any better. The preliminary word on Phil Niekro is, in all probability, a bruised right shoulder. But there will be, in all probability, precautionary x-rays taken. It has been an up-and-down day for Phil Niekro. The Bill Lucas funeral, a downer, of course, for all of us. The $20,000 check from Ted Turner, certainly an upper. Then he flirted with a 3-run homer. Then he did not pitch well, and then he got hit by a pitch. Cheney and Garber talk it over. Ed Ott is the batter, 0 for 3. Let's see what the Pirates do here. It is Ott, Stennett, and Garner, the lower end of their order. As often as Bill Robinson has seen Gene Garber, and at one time I believe they were teammates, when Garber started that delivery off the stretch, Robinson very nearly dove back into second base. You just can't get used to having a pitcher looking at you when he's delivering to the plate and you're standing on second. Now they put a play on, and it's pretty close, but he was back. The safe sign was made before the ball rolled away from Cheney. The count. It's now Bibby against Garber. They are the pitchers of record. Kent Tekulve throws in the Pirate bullpen. Now Ott digs back in. And 2. Gino would like the strikeout here. Ott wants to pull the ball on the ground to the right side. If he doesn't get it through, at least move Robinson to third with less than 2 out. The 1-2 to Ott. That's not playable. Whatever happened to Chuck Tanner? Joe Lonnet. Who is that back there? No, don't think so. No. We better be quiet. They're probably watching now in the Pirate Clubhouse. As you can tell, folks, very impartial. All Pete did was read the rule. The 1-2 pitch. It's even now, 2-2. He did his job. Hubbard recovered quickly. The runner is at third with one out. And give Ott some credit. That pitch was up in his eyes, and he still chopped down on it. Pulled it to the right side.
Yeah, definitely not in the strike zone. A little bit on the outside portion of the plate. Hubbard had just a little trouble with it, but it bounced right in front of him. He recovered and throws out Lum.
Okay, now Stennett.
Two Lum.
Excuse me. He would have thrown out Mike had he been running. And here's Stennett, the infield in, and they will pitch to him. The run will not score. Stennett's got an offer for the night. And here is Phil Garner. Tekulve is in the bullpen. First base is open. So now a decision will be made by the Braves. Do they want to pitch to Garner or Bibby, or face the risk and probability of a pinch hitter for Bibby? It appears they'll pitch to Garner, but we'll wait to see. Time called. Bill Robinson doing some excavating work down the third baseline. They've got Willie Stargell on their bench. And with that in mind, the Braves pitch to Garner. Nothing against him, but the change, and Garner was way out in front.
You can see when you have an effective changeup with all that motion, how the hitter's swinging at the motion, not at the pitch.
Dale Berra, by the way, is doing a fantastic Gene Garber imitation in the Pirate dugout. Wheeling around, almost broke an ankle down there. That looked like a slider. Now he's got him where he wants him. It's 0-2. Two out, a runner at third. The runner, Bill Robinson, who has had a career in this game. 3 out of 3, 2 homers and a double. The 0-2 to Garner. Little blooping pop fly on an 0-2 pitch, and the Pirates lead. Garber is now really talking to himself. He made a pretty good pitch, but give Garner credit. He battled him and blooped it to right field.
That was a good pitch. You're going to see Garner really get jammed here, right on the fists. Kind of pulled in as he swung. Got the fat part of the bat on it. Loops it to right field for a base hit and RBI. Only his 3rd RBI of the year.
And Bibby thus stays in the game to hit for himself. He swings the bat pretty good. He's hitting .250, 1 for 4, which doesn't really indicate much. It's hit 1 major league homer. The slider from Garber, and it's 0-2. Well, we've been behind several times in this game, so have the Pirates. Well, we've been hurt with some 0-2 pitches tonight. That one from Garner. Scope hit a batter on an 0-2 count. Look out, high and tight, it's 1-2. In the Atlanta half of the inning, Cheney, Garber, and Royster scheduled to hit. Murphy wanted help from Tremblay, but Bibby did not swing. bounce back on top. 2 hits produce a run. No Atlanta errors and a runner left. We go to the bottom of the 7th with the score. Pirates 10, our Braves 9. It will be Cheney, Garber, and Royster for Atlanta here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and immediately following our baseball program. Baseball programming tonight, you'll see episode 2 of Fall of the Eagles, a documentary look at Europe just after, I think, the First World War. Just before the First World War. And way before the Second World War. Here's Cheney. So when all the monarchies went south in Europe, that's when the fall of the Eagles was. 0-1 to Cheney, Braves down by a run. Mr. Bibby's got some heat. It's 0-2. Well, it's early yet. Braves only down by 1. We're only in the 7th. Cheney turns right. Bibby has his first strikeout. Garber will hit for himself because the Braves bullpen is so crippled up. There aren't that many able bodies out there. Garber bats right. He does not necessarily hit right, but he bats right. 1 ball, no strikes. Bibby wanted that pitch. I'll tell you what, these 4 umpires will not go dancing after this thing. They have had a busy night. Mike Norris of Oakland had a no-hitter for 6 against Baltimore, but that's gone by the boards. His team won, however, 4-2. Norris won it over Palmer. I'll be darned, it's 3-0 on Garber. The Angels and Red Sox 4-4 in the 6th. Yankees beat Seattle tonight, shut them out behind Ed Figueroa. White Sox lead Detroit 4-3 in the 6th. There's ball 4 to Gene Garber. Garber stops for directions and then heads to first base. Here's Jerry Royster. In the 4th, Cleveland leads Milwaukee tonight 7-3. Mike Caldwell getting knocked around. Rick Waits of Atlanta pitching that game for the Indians. Toronto and Milwaukee was rained out. In the 4th, the Cardinals lead Houston 4-3. Garber leads away. Outside to Royster. It's 1-1 to Royster. Gary Matthews will be next. Seems like about a week ago he had a grand slammer, but it was in the 5th. We're now in the 7th. We've had so much going on here. You've got to pack 9 games into this one. Foley to his right up. There is... They call him safe. They call him up. Stennett left the bag too early. Now another big argument with the second base umpire, Lewis Anderson. And somebody has been thrown out of the game. Probably Foley or Stennett. And I'll tell you what, he made a good call that is almost never made by Major League umpires. Watch.
We'll see it again. The ball hit by Royster to the shortstop, Foley. He comes up with it. Gets the throw to second. Not really too much on the throw. He was never on the bag. He took the throw behind the bag and made the throw from behind the bag. Garber slid into him in that direction to make sure he couldn't get to the bag. That's That's why the safe call was made at second. It goes as a 6-4-3 put out at first with Garber down at second now, and we'll have to wait and see who's been tossed out. Dale Berra loosening up for Pittsburgh, but that could still mean either Foley or Stennett, because Garner could move to second and Berra play third, or Berra could also play short. Looks like Rennie Stennett's the guy that's leaving.
Well, I can see in the Pirates' defense, first of all, I think Lewis Anderson made the proper call, but the phantom double play has been a big topic of argument in baseball for 100 years.
Only difference is that wasn't the phantom double play, because he didn't come across the bag without touching it. He stayed behind the bag, never got to it.
I could swear, looking at it live, that he did touch the bag, came across, and got the throw. If we can see it again, that's the only thing we haven't had tonight is a fist fight up here.
Well, let's take a look at it again. You watch where he gets this ball and where he is when Garber slides into him.
You're right, he is behind it.
You can get the ball on the other side of the bag, kind of hop over the bag and get away with that, but I don't think you can take that throw behind the bag and get that call.
Meanwhile, back on the ranch, if we can keep this game going long enough, they're not going to have anybody left. Where's Jim Bibby going? Tovey is being brought in here, too.
They're going to make a flip-flop on the lineup.
Flip-flop the batting order, I guess. So Bibby is out of the game saying, what did I do wrong? Well, I guess the only thing he did wrong was walk the pitcher. And Tovey will come in to face Gary Matthews. Harvey Haddix is out on the mound now. First time we've seen Harvey all year. He was a great pitcher with St. Louis and with Milwaukee, in fact, for a few years. Here comes Kent Tovey. And Harvey Haddix talks it over with him. Bob Skinner was out for a while. Garner has moved to second. Perez at third. Marino's in right field saying to Parker, "Que pasa?" Every time I look up, we got a new guy playing. Do we want a commercial break? I don't know what we're hearing now. It's
Berra will bat ninth in the order.
Berra's in place of Stennett. He was.
I think we're picking up Hank Roundtree now. I don't know if you're getting that on the air or not. We've got a slight technical problem with the headsets up here. But at any rate, the only thing I'm frankly really sure of is that Tovey's going to pitch to Matthews. Stennett has been ejected. They can now play a little Captain Gin in the Pirate clubhouse. They got three guys back there. Matthews, 3 out of 4.
Okay, they've gone back to the original order now. Berra will bat seventh in Stennett's spot, and Tovey will bat ninth.
And Matthews will bat with Gene Garber at second base. Gino leads away. Downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. Bibby pitched very well. He deserved a better fate, I think. Not enough. He flirted with another one, but Marino will get it. And the 7th inning is over. No hits, no runs, no errors, 1 ejection, 1 left. The end of 7, our score. Pirates 10, Braves 9. Well, we go to the 8th inning. Gene Garber will face What's left of the top of the Pirate order? No, that part of the order is all right. Marino, Foley, and Parker will be the first three against Gene Garber. The Pirates lead at 10-9 here. The Braves lead in hits 11-10. Pittsburgh 2 errors, Atlanta 1. It has been a wild and woolly night at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Garber completes his warm-up tosses. And Omar Marino marches toward the batter's box. And to bring you the rest of the way on Braves TV, counters by Pete Van Wieren.
Thank you, Skip.
Top of the order for Pittsburgh. Omar Marino leads it off. He's had a good night. He's 3 for 4. 2 singles and a double. He has scored 2 runs, driven in 1. Also bounced out to first. Gino's pitch on the way to Marino. Check swing roller down the third base side. Foul, 0-1. Well, there's been a little bit of everything in this one. 10 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Pittsburgh. 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for Atlanta. Both teams have protested the game. Pirates over the call made on Phil Niekro back in the 5th inning when he was hit by a pitch. And the Braves when Pirates manager Chuck Tanner and coach Joe Lonnet failed to leave the dugout after being ejected from the game. On the way to Marino. The changeup missed low and inside. Count even, 1-1. Whoever wins this game will drop their protest, but whoever loses might go ahead and file it. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive into center field. Marino has his 4th hit of the night. And the National League's base stealing leader on at first, with nobody out in the top of the 8th. That's hit number 3 off Gene Garber, hit number 11 in the game for the Pirates. And it brings up the shortstop, Tim Foley. Foley 3 for 3, 3 singles. He was also hit by a pitch. He scored 2 runs and driven in 2. Marino at first has not stolen a base tonight, but he has 14 on the season in 20 tries. He's going, pitch taken outside, throw, not in time. In there safely with his 15th stolen base of the year, Omar Marino. So Marino now 15 of 21 in the stolen base department, and well on his way to another National League stolen base title. By the way, the all-time stolen base king, Lou Brock of the St. Louis Cardinals, named today the National League Player of the Week. The American League Player of the Week announced today, relief pitcher Mike Marshall of the Minnesota Twins. Bob Skinner has a word for Tim Foley. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Bunted back toward the mound. Garber will field, look toward third, has no play there, goes to Lum at first in time. So Foley moves the runner to third with a 1-3 sacrifice. And it'll bring up the right fielder, Dave Parker, who's 0 for 4. He's grounded to short, fly to left, fly to center, hit into a 3-6 force play. But on those 2 ground balls he hit, the one to short in the 1st inning and the one to first in the 6th, he drove in runs, so he's driven in 2 tonight. Now has 10 runs driven in for the year. Infield will play it in tight for the Braves. Top of the 8th inning, Pittsburgh with a 10-9 lead. Philadelphia at San Diego is underway. Phillies 1, Padres nothing after 1. Here's Garber's stretch and his pitch. Parker bounces it, 1 hop to second. Hubbard looks the runner back, throws to first. They got the big guy. That's out number 2 in the 8th inning. first baseman John Milner. The infield can go back to normal depth. Milner 0 for 4 is struck out, fly to right, line to second, and grounded to third. Two outs, Marino at third. Garber's pitch. Milner taps it foul. Count 0-1. No game tomorrow night. Braves will have the day and night off. But then on Friday we'll be in St. Louis. First of a 3-game set against the Cardinals. Larry McWilliams facing Bob Forsch. 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central Time. Here on the Superstation. Here's the stretch and the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count 0-2 now on Milner. On the way from Gene Garber. Well, it won't be made just yet. He steps off the rubber. New set of signs given by Murphy. Here's the 0-2. Misses low. The change up, the count 1-2. Top half of the 8th inning. Pirates leading it by 1. The lead has changed hands several times in the game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High and tight, the count even, 2-2. Two outs. Marino at third. Robinson, the on-deck hitter. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Milner. Hit sharply towards second. Nice play by Hubbard. That ball was hit hard. He throws out Milner, and that's it for Pittsburgh in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit. They leave 1. We've played 7.5 with our score. Pittsburgh 10, Atlanta 9. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Burroughs, Murphy, and Lum, the schedule hitters against Kent DeCulvey. It's a 10-9 Pittsburgh lead, and Jeff Burroughs will be leading things off for Atlanta. He's 1 for 4, reached on an error by the shortstop, popped to second, singled, and grounded to short. After 3 quarters, San Antonio leads Washington 89-84 in NBA playoff action. Game 3 of their series taking place in San Antonio. Series tied up at a win apiece. Here's Jeff Burroughs facing Kent DeCulvey. What a workhorse he's been for the Pirates. There's a strike in the outside corner. Bibby and Garber, the pitchers of record at the moment. That's fouled on the third base side, and the count 0-2. Pirates led at one time 3-0. Braves then battled back to get a 4-3 lead. Pirates tied it at 4-4. Braves went ahead 5-4. Pirates made it 7-5. Braves made it 9-7. Pirates tied it in the 6th, went ahead by 1 in the 7th. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Pittsburgh 10, Atlanta 9. Our score, the pitch. Line foul down the right field side. Count still 0-2 on Jeff Burroughs. Mickey Mailer throwing now in the Atlanta bullpen. Nobody on, nobody out here in the 8th. Way outside, and the count 1-2. DeCulvey recorded his first save of the season here on Monday night. He had 31 saves last year. Here's the
1-2 pitch. Got him for the breaking ball. First strikeout for Ken Tekulve. Out number 1 in the 8th. Strikeout number 5 for Pittsburgh pitching. And the batter, Dale Murphy. He has 2 singles and a double in 4 trips. 3 out of 4. He's driven in 1 run. Murph came into the game hitting .330. By going 3 for 4, he's up that average to .347. Here's Tekulve's pitch. Strike 1 swinging, 0-1. Strike pitch on the way. Called a strike. Murph didn't think so. The count 0-2. He thought the pitch was a little low. 2 strikes to Dale Murphy, batting with 1 out, bases empty. Tekulve shakes off a couple of signs. Now he's ready. And the 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside 1-2. You might recall a game last year in Pittsburgh when Kent Tekulve was on the mound. The bases were loaded and Dale Murphy was at the plate. Murph hit a grand slam and the Braves won the only game they won all last season in Pittsburgh. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 called. Fastball over at the knees. So back-to-back strikeouts of Burroughs and Murphy. 2 gone with the bases empty in the 8th. Mike Lum, the hitter. Lum has flied to center, doubled, flied to deep center again, and walked. 1 out of 3, scored 1 run. The chattering you're seeing Lum doing, I think, is directed at Hank Roundtree. It looked like he was talking about that first pitch especially. That was thrown to Dale Murphy. There's a strike call to Lum. The count 0-1. Tekulve in command right now. He's pitched and retired 3 batters. Now the 0-1. Outside with a fastball, 1-1. Tekulve appearing in his 18th game. This is game number 26 the Pirates have played. 2-1 now to Mike Lum. Cardinals in Houston now tied up 4-4 after 6 in Houston. Phillies lead the Padres 1-0 after 2 in San Diego. Bouncing ball right side. Garner to Milner. That's all for the Braves in the 8th, a 1-2-3 inning. That's the first time tonight the Braves have gone down 1-2-3. Nothing across in inning number 8 at the end of 8. Pittsburgh 10, Atlanta 9. Top of the 9th inning, Bill Robinson laid it off for Pittsburgh. He's had another big night against the Braves. 2 home runs and a double. He's also walked, scored 3 runs, driven in 2. Has hit 7 home runs this year, 5 of them against Atlanta. Facing Gene Garber, who works his 3rd inning. A little bit low, ball 1. During the 9th inning in Boston, Red Sox leading California 7-6. Yankees shut out Seattle 5-0. Oakland over Baltimore 4-2. Count goes to 2-0 on Bill Robinson.
Did you get that basketball score over here, Pete?
Yeah. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Good change up there. Robinson way out in front. It's 2-1. A couple other American League scores. Chicago leads Detroit 5-3. That's after 8 in Detroit. Cleveland at Milwaukee after 6, 8-4. The Indians lead it. Bouncing ball, 2 hops to short. Cheney fields, throws on to first in time. 1 away in the top of the 9th. Ed Ott will be the hitter. He is 0 for 4. Looking ahead to the Braves 9th, Bunnell, Hubbard, and Cheney, the schedule hitters. runs, 11 hits for Pittsburgh, 9 runs, 11 hits for Atlanta. We're in the top half of the 9th inning. Ott takes the ball, 1-0. He was fouled out to the right fielder Matthews, bounced to the pitcher, popped to third, and grounded to second. Here's the 1-0 from Garber. Ground ball, right side. Hubbard has to fight it a little bit, knocks it down, recovers, throws to first, not in time. It'll be an error charged to Glenn Hubbard. Tough type of ball to handle there.
Yeah, and the infield, with all the action we've had tonight, sort of chopped up now. The ball came up on him more than he expected, played it off his chest. Ott, for a catcher, really moves well. And he obviously beat the ramp at first.
Error number 2 of the night for Atlanta. Now batting for the first time tonight, Dale Berra came on to play third when Stennett got thrown out. Garner then moved to second. Hitting 105 for the year, has only been up 19 times, has 2 hits, no homers, no RBIs. 0-1 the count on Berra. 1 out. Off the runner at first. A little low for a ball. It's 1-1. Garber does a little maintenance work out in the front portion of the mound.
The Braves have now committed 36 errors this year. The Pirates, 33.
Here's the 1-1. 1-2 the count.
Maybe the top 2 in baseball in that particular department. If not, they're amongst them.
Yeah, that's far too many errors for both clubs. Better than an error per game. Throw goes to first. Not back easily. Now the 1-2 on the way with the runner going. Bounce to third. Royster, good play. That ball took a bad hop. Fires on to first. Bounces out of Lum's glove. Heading for third now. Ed Ott. Lum will not make a throw. Royster made a good play to come up with that ball, as it too took a bad hop just as it got to him. His throw to first, a one-hopper, and Lum couldn't handle it.
You see it again here. There's the funny hop for Royster. There's the throw. Bounce just a fraction of an inch too far away from Mike. He had it in the glove when it bounced away. Runners wind up on the corner.
The error will be on the throw by Royster. Error number 3 of the night for Atlanta. Runners first and third. And here's Phil Garner. He's 1 for 3 officially. He's scored a run and driven in 1.
That's the difference in the game, that particular run.
Inside for a ball to Garner. Infield, a double play depth for Atlanta. There's your runner at first, Dale Berra. Over at third is Ed Ott. There's 1 out. And a 1-0 pitch coming to Garner. He takes a strike in the inside corner, 1-1. Garber will throw over to first, back safely, Dale Berra. Now the stretch by Garber. And he steps off the rubber again.
I guess the only thing we can be absolutely sure of at this point is that one of these two teams will withdraw their protest when this game ends.
Here's the 1-1. That one gets, did it hit him? Yes, it did. Well, that's going to load the bases. Bring up pitcher Kent to Colby.
And you see it again here. Fastball riding in. grazed his shoulder, which is good that it didn't inflict any serious injury. That Garner's a tough customer.
So now Kent DeCovey will bat for the first time tonight. He's been up once this season and struck out. Like most relief pitchers, very seldom gets a chance to hit. 113 lifetime major league average. 1 RBI. Infield will stay at double play depth. They'd like to turn one here and get out of this with no runs on the board. Garber working very slowly at the moment. DeCovey steps out on him. No game tomorrow night. Will be in St. Louis on Friday night. Also on Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. Back here in Atlanta next Tuesday night against the Dodgers. Here's the pitch to DeCovey. High hopper to short. They may not be able to get to. Second one. Hubbard could not turn it at first. No, they rule him safe at second. And Hubbard can't believe that call.
They're going to score at a hit here. Let's watch the play at second. Cheney in a desperate attempt to maybe get two. I can't argue with that call at all.
So Garner beats the rap at second. It'll be a base hit for DeCovey, and he's got his second career RBI. And it's 11-9 Pittsburgh. That's a big run. And it keeps the inning going with the bases loaded and still only one out. Mickey Mailer, that's Ricky Mailer. Mickey was up a little bit earlier in the last inning. Here's Omar Marino. Takes a strike. Marino's been red hot in this series. 4 hits tonight. He's 4 for 5, including a double. Had 2 last night and 3 the night before. He's got 9 hits in these 3 games. Now the 1-strike delivery. Strike 2 swinging. Nothing in 2.
Poor Garber in this inning. All he's thrown is ground balls, and nothing good's happening for him.
DeCovey at first, Garner second, Barrett third, 1 out. Nothing in 2 on Marino. Infield in tight for Atlanta. Ready now for his 0-2 pitch. Check swing, roller toward first. Lum will come to the plate. There's the out at the plate. No chance for a play anywhere else. And it cuts down a potential Pirate run on the 3-2 force of Barrett at home. Garner moves over to third. Down to second goes to Covey. Marino on at first on the force play.
You see the check swing by Marino. Lum never hesitated, had only 1 play to try to make, and made it very nicely.
So 2 gone now, the bases full. Tim Foley will be up. He's 3 out of 3, 3 singles. He was hit by a pitch and had a sacrifice bunt. He scored 2 runs, driven in 2. Since joining the Pirates, Foley hitting .351. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 11-9, Pirates leading it. We're in the top half of the 9th inning. Garber trying to get out of this with no further damage. The runs are all unearned in this inning. Nothing in 2 the count. Two of Niekro's runs were unearned, so those Braves errors do hurt. That's 3 of the 11 runs, and without those 3, the Braves would have a 1-run lead right now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Drew is batted it. Hits a little pop over first, and that's going to fall into right field for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Over to third goes Marino. And
Can you believe the luck Gene Garber's had in this 9th inning?
Yeah, he's had a lot of luck, but it's all been bad. Foley's trying not to laugh. He was so badly fooled, he knew he was struck out. He was on his way to shortstop and just threw the bat at the ball, as you see here.
Well, as the song says, when you're hot, you're hot. He's now 4 for 4 in the game. That's RBIs number 3 and 4 for him in the game. He's got 13 runs driven in the season now. It's 13-9 Pittsburgh. 2 more unearned runs because it would have been a 1-2-3 inning without the errors. And now Dave Parker steps in to hit. He's 0 for 5, but he's driven in 2 runs.
$19 unearned runs against Atlanta this year.
Parker has grounded out twice, hit into a force play, and flied out twice. He's flirted with home runs here for the last 2 nights. 2 to left field, 1 to center. They've all been caught. First pitch almost hit Parker. Takes a couple of menacing steps toward the mound, then returns. Count 1 ball, no strikes. This one does hit him, and here we go. Parker heads out to the mound. Gene Garber is just going to stand there. Murphy grabs him. The benches have emptied. You can see this coming all night. I don't think much is going to happen here. Gino's so frustrated out there, I don't think he was trying to hit Parker.
The second pitch, in fairness, looked like an off-speed pitch. I'll say this for Garber, he did not move a muscle. He stood his ground.
They're trying to calm down Dave Parker. John Milner has a hold on Parker. Now he comes back toward the mound again, points his finger toward Gene Garber. Garber's in the middle of all that. Dale Murphy put the lock on Parker just as he got to the mound. As Gino didn't move, they're having a tough time calming down Mr. Parker.
That's Bobby Cox that's got him there, isn't it?
Bobby's got him now, along with Milner. He is hot. Well, that was one thing we hadn't had yet in this ball game, was a bench clearing situation. I don't think anybody threw a punch. Parker is still very upset.
Well, I don't blame Parker the first, in a way, because the first pitch almost hit him. The second pitch did. He figured out that enough was enough. But I was amused in a way when he got to the mound. I guess he couldn't believe Garber was just standing there looking at him saying, okay, what's next?
That may be the best way to treat a situation like that. If Garber had squared, we would have had a real Donnybrook going now.
Tell you what, if Parker had headed toward me, my pudgy body would have been up by the matrix board by the time he got there, somehow.
Now Skinner and Monchak are out there arguing. They would like a warning to be given.
I wonder if we could...
Garber.
I thought the pitch was an off-speed pitch, but I really don't know.
Well, we'll see it again.
Parker's been kicked out here.
Oh, this is really going to get the Pirates upset. He ran out toward the mound and hold back this guy, Dave Parker. He was hot to begin with. They got him calmed down over at first base. And now it's not Gene Garber he's that concerned with. It's Hank Roundtree.
He's trying to tell you, in Parker's defense, he's trying to reason with him now.
What a ball game this has been. This is really the first one we've been involved in where the umpiring situation has been so evident. There have been interpretations. Both teams have protested this game. There have been judgment calls. One judgment call brought one protester around, although the rule book says you can't protest a judgment call, but it was anyway.
Well, that's 4 Pirates ejected, a coach, a manager, and 2 players, Stennett and Parker. Now they can play bridge in the clubhouse.
Matt Alexander is going to run for Dave Parker. Is being helped off the field by his teammates, disbelieving what has just occurred.
Well, the way it looks, it's not going to matter. But were I Parker, I too would be upset. He did not throw a play. He did run to the mound. One pitch zipped right by him. The next one hit him. I assume that's why he was kicked out.
Well, he's the instigator of the
non-fight. Yeah.
You can't really call it a fight or a Donnybrook because I don't think anybody threw a punch. Ed Ott was pretty hot out there too, but he was held back. Well, the bases are loaded. Here's John Milner. Nothing in 1. Milner is 0 for 5 in the game. 13-9 Pirates. It's been a Lulu. Started about 3.5 hours ago. 0-1 coming. Hit high and deep to right field, folks. It's going to be a 17-9 ball game. Grand slam home run by John Milner. Well, the way it's looking now, Braves' only hope will be to file that protest.
And that's 8 unearned runs in this inning. Although there was nothing unearned about Milner's, it still counts that way.
He now has hit 5 home runs this season and driven in 18. Gene Garber will leave. Rick Mailer will come in. Second grand slam homer we've had in the game. Gary Matthews hit one for Atlanta. What a contest.
Fan just yelled up, "We're watching this game under protest." Pretty good line.
Rick Mailer will come on to replace Gene Garber.
But I'll tell you, if you protest watching this game, except for the score, if you're a Braves fan,
oh, it's been a dandy. It's been a dandy. There's been a little bit of everything in it. Garber works 2 2/3 innings. He allowed 6 hits, 8 runs, 7 in this inning, all 7 in this inning unearned, so only 1 of the runs earned. He did not walk anybody. He hit 2 batters, and he struck out 1. Rick Mailer makes his 6th appearance of the year. He has no wins or losses, no saves, earned an average of 6.43. He's worked only 7 in the 3rd innings, giving up 5 earned runs, 7 hits. He's walked 5, struck out 2.
That's 8 grand slams for John Milner. Boy, that's a bunch. He hasn't been around that long, has he?
No, that is a healthy number in a career. Well, they've batted around. Here's Bill Robinson again. Robinson, 2 home runs, a double. A walk and a ground out tonight. Makes a pitch low, ball 1. (17-9), 1-0 pitch. Bounces up there, count 2-0. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Foul out of play, 2-1. 17 runs, 14 hits for Pittsburgh. Two-one delivery, 2-2. Now the
A 2-2 pitch on the way. Missed low and away. The count full on Robinson, 3-2. Mailer winds. Here's his 3-2 pitch. Bouncing ball off Mailer's glove. He recovers. He turns. Throws to first. Got him. Nice recovery by Rick Mailer. And a lot of damage done here in the 9th inning. As the Pirates strike for 7 runs. The big blow, a grand slam by John Milner. 1, 2, only 3 hits in the inning. All the runs are unearned. There were 2 very costly Atlanta errors. And there were no runners left. We go to the bottom of the 9th with our score. Pittsburgh 17, Atlanta 9. Bottom half of the 9th inning. Matt Alexander, who pinch ran for Dave Parker, after Parker was the 4th Pirate to be ejected from the game, stays in right field. And the Braves will have Bunnell, Hubbard, and Cheney coming to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th against Tekulve.
Don't worry, Pete. I just went over and punched Milo's lights out, so everybody's even. Not really, folks. He's my friend.
Bibby, the pitcher of record here for the Pirates, so Tekulve could record a save. Because when he came into the game, it was only 10-9. That was the score, and that's what time it was. It's now 17-9, but it's much, much later than that.
Yes, it is.
Line drive right field. That's going to drop in. Base hit for Bunnell. Well, the Braves 9th off to a good start. I tell you, the way this game has gone, nothing would surprise you. Here's Glenn Hubbard. That was Bunnell's 2nd hit, by the way. He's now 2 for 3 in the game. Glenn Hubbard is 0 for 2. He has a walk and a sacrifice fly. He's also flying to right and popped to short. In the NBA, San Antonio beat Washington 116-114. So they lead in that series now 2-1. 0-1 the count on Glenn Hubbard. Inside with the fastball, 1-1. All eyes on Tekulve in a situation like this. He's got an 8-run lead to play with. Any inside pitch, there'll be some wonderment about. Was it there on purpose? Here's the 1-1. A little bit outside, 2-1. Bunnell, the runner at first. Nobody out. Pitching and defense. 2 things you need to do to win. Braves have scored 9 runs in this game. Little pop in foul territory, first base side. Milner there to make the catch, 1 away. But of the 17 runs scored by Pittsburgh, 9 of them are unearned. That makes only 8 earned runs. And the game would be over. We'd be going home now with Atlanta a 9-8 winner without those errors. Joe Nolan will pinch hit now for Darrell Cheney with 1 out and Bunnell at first.
Actually, I hate to bring it up, but it would be 8-8 because one of ours is unearned, too.
Okay. Little bouncing ball up to the first base side of the mound. It'll be fielded by Milner. He tags Nolan going by. Nolan came into the game at 300, 3 for 10. First baseman unassisted retires Nolan. Down to second goes Bunnell. And now Rowland Office will bat for Rick Mailer. Office on the year at .292. He's hit 2 home runs and driven in 7. Office the hitter with 2 outs. Bunnell at second. Bottom of the 9th. 17-9 Pittsburgh, our score. Tekulve delivers right over the head of Rowland Office. We better wrap this thing up. Jerry Royster really hot. He's hollering at plate umpire Hank Roundtree. Office hasn't said much, but Royster has. He's hollering from the on-deck circle.
1-0 pitch. Inside again, and here we go again, folks. Office heads to the mound. This time we may have some trouble. Office out there. The Pirates are saying, which one of us do you want? Braves bench empties. Pirates bench empties. Ed Ott plays bat boy. We have got some hot tempers out there now. Milner and Office now going jaw to jaw. There still hasn't been a punch thrown or anything even close to one. Pirates had a little bit different defense than Gene Garber. He just stood out there and didn't make a move, and Parker couldn't believe it. Pirates put a four-man wall in front of Ticovey and said, okay, which one of us will it be, Rowland?
And Garner and Foley, I just spotted both of them saying, hey, we're even now, we're even now.
Well, again, as we mentioned before, this is the first time all season that the Braves have been involved in a game where you've got to say the umpires have let it get out of control. They let the argument involving Chuck Tanner go too long. Ed Ott has to be held back by Bob Skinner, the acting manager. I think Office has been kicked out of the game. He heads for the dugout. There's still some hollering going on across the line. Pepe Frias got a little shove from behind from Jim Bibby. But you hate to say it because you admire the job these guys are trying to do in the field, but they have let this game get completely out of hand. And it started back in the inning when Chuck Tanner came out and was allowed far too long out on that field to argue. Well, we'll all go back and sit down, try to cool off a little. Office is out. Now we'll have to find another pinch hitter.
The commissioner was here earlier today. I wish he had stayed for the game. Maybe he would involve himself in the umpire stuff. And I'm not knocking these guys. They're doing the best they know. How they're hesitant to throw people, major league personnel, out of games because they're not major league personnel, and they're the first to tell you so.
Well, we'll see who'll go up there now to hit. Office has been thrown out. The fifth man to be ejected from this game. For the Pirates, manager Chuck Tanner is gone. Third base coach Joe Lonnet was tossed out during the same sequence. Dave Parker thrown out. Rennie Stennett thrown out. Now Roland Office thrown out. Charlie Spikes is going to come in to hit. He'll have a count of 2 balls, no strikes on him. Pitch gets away from Kent Ticovey and comes in too close to Spikes, which it could very easily do accidentally. We might be here till tomorrow afternoon.
Where is Howard Cosell when we need him for the blow-by-blow description?
Spikes on the year at .231, 3 out of 13. 2 of his hits have been doubles, and he's driven in 2. (17-9) Pirates. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Barry Bonnell down at second. The count 2 balls, no strikes on Charlie Spikes, who's hitting now for Roland Office. Here's the stretch by Ticovey and the pitch. Over for a strike, 2-1.
Control suddenly improved radically.
The 2-1 on the way outside. 3-1 now to Spikes. Jerry Royster on deck should Spikes reach. Here's the 3-1 pitch, fouled off, and the count full now, 3-2. Well, we've had a rhubarb over whether or not Niekro swung at a pitch that hit him. We've had a protest filed because
The Pirate manager and coach failed to leave the dugout after being ejected from the game. 3-2 pitch, line foul. Down the third base side, still 3-2. We've had a second baseman thrown out after a phantom double play attempt at second base didn't work. We've had Dave Parker thrown out after he was hit by a Gene Garber pitch and one after him, and Rowland is thrown out after 2 close pitches. Now the 3-2 to Spikes. Inside, almost hit him. He'll walk to first, but not without a glare toward pitcher Kent Jacoby. And another one.
We should pass along here. Despite what we told you before, fall of the Eagles will not be seen tonight due to the length of the game. Instead, a Movie 17 presentation, Shenandoah, will be seen following the news at 11:30.
Here's Jerry Royster. Royster 1 for 5. Had a 2-run single back in the second. Pitch from Jacoby. Hit foul over toward the Pirate dugout.
They might charge out at Royster now, say, you hit that over here on purpose.
Well, the report on this game by the umpires will be a volume about as thick as War and Peace. And with just about as much action. Here's the 0-1. Threw him a blooper. He tried to bunt it. He fouled it off. That may have been the first time in his career he ever threw that pitch.
Yeah, he's trying to show the Braves up now. That's his second altercation with the Braves. He and Pat Rocket flailed to a draw last year. That was different. Dale Murphy had hit a grand slam, and Atlanta won that game.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Outside 1-2. Well, let's see. The Pirates are in again on July 13th, 14th, and 15th, and we go to Pittsburgh the next week, 22nd, 23rd, for 2 doubleheaders.
Tickets ringside, $200 each.
1-2, hit foul off the plate. Count still 1-2. You'd have to go back a long way in Atlanta Braves history to find a game crazier than this one's been. And 2 to Jerry Royster. Jacoby delivers low, 2-2. Gary Matthews on deck. Now the 2-2 pitch on the way. Hit foul down the third base side. Still 2-2. Spikes the runner at first, Bunnell at second, 2 outs. Here's the stretch in the 2-2 pitch. Fouled again. Over toward the Braves dugout. And it's still a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Jerry Royster. This game now approaching the 4-hour mark.
Without a rain delay, but it's been well worth it. Not the outcome, but the activity.
2-2 again from Jacoby. Struck him out. The game is over. Jacoby records his 3rd strikeout in the 9th for Atlanta. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. Final score, Pittsburgh 17, Atlanta 9. Back to the totals right after this. Back here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, the end of a very entertaining evening. The outcome not what you'd like to have if you're an Atlanta Braves fan, but what a ball game. All kinds of things happening in it. Skip has the totals.
I think I do. For the Pirates, 17 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors. They left 6. Big Jim Bibby, the winning pitcher, now 2-1. Kent Jacoby picks up his 2nd save of the year. For Atlanta, 9 runs, 12 hits, 3 very costly errors. The Braves left 10 on. Gene Garber, who deserved a better fate, really, the losing pitcher, He is now 1-5 for the year. Time of the game, officially 3 hours, 42 minutes.
The attendance, 6,855, so the Pirates make it 2 out of 3 over the Braves. And in this game, we had 2 grand slam home runs. Milner hit one for the Pirates. Matthews hit one for the Braves. We had 2 altercations on the field. We had 5 players thrown out of the game. Protests were filed by both teams. The Braves, the Pirates, I'm sure, will just toss theirs out now, but the Braves still may file one for Tanner and Lonnet failing to leave the dugout after being ejected from the game. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We have an off day tomorrow. Then we'll be in St. Louis on Friday night, first of a 3-game series. All 3 of them will be televised from St. Louis, beginning at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central Time. Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern, Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be with you again on Friday night. Again, our final score tonight, Pittsburgh 17, Atlanta 9. Now, along with Skip Carey and Ernie Johnson, this is Pete Van Wieren speaking from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Good night, everyone.
Braves baseball has been brought to you by Light Beer, everything you wanted in a beer and less. By Eastern Airlines, Atlanta's first airline, and now the official airline of the Atlanta Braves. By Toyota. Toyota hopes you enjoyed this Braves game. See the all-new 4-wheel drive truck at your local Toyota dealer. You got it, Toyota. By your neighborhood Union 76 dealers, who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. By the people who bottle Coca-Cola. You'll find that Coke adds life to Braves baseball all season long. By the Goodyear service stores and participating independent Goodyear dealers, where Tiempo steel-belted radios can give you year-round driving confidence. By Canon, quality cameras and photographic equipment for first-time and full-time photographers. And by Beech Nut Chewing Tobacco. The name's not new, but we changed the chew for the better.